What's up, everybody? How you guys doing today? Oh, hang on just a moment. Alright, what's going on, everybody? A little bit of a late start. That was puppy related, but hope everybody is doing well today. I remember now why I'm not a huge fan of Steam, and it's because every time you click on a window, Steam gets minimized, which is a little less than ideal. Alright, so what up, Braden? What up, Leggedy? Long time no see. Yeah, of course I remember you, man. What up, Kelly? Also long time no see. How are you guys doing? I'm just gonna realign my chat windows here, a little bit easier to read. What up? Yeah, of course I remember you, Iron Scare. How you doing, bro? Is that actually a cell? Yeah, that was a cell. Okay. And there's really no way this becomes good. Bro, that is so good to hear. Huge, huge, awesome, great news. Seriously, super glad to hear about the revision, man. Puppies are good. So the big puppy, who's now actually 2 years old, she's developing some knee issues, or well, I guess she's had knee issues, but they're now starting to show up a little bit more. And the older girl, Shaki, is 12 and a half, and she is showing her age. And Brownie is 15, and she is really showing her age. So I'm doing my best to make some local vets rich. That's the long and the short of it. What does Wind Demon do in the team? Got it. So it's actually somewhat of an AI thing. Now, right here, he winds up with perfect AI to proc his S2 because of the dueling. So, first things first, he's giving you the AoE clear, but a lot of monsters can do that. The second thing he does is here, he's going to draw from the side crystals and hit a lot harder. I don't know if you saw, he did about 80,000 damage. So there's a couple of factors at play. One is that he's going to do really big damage on the boss with an S1 hit. And two is the way his cooldown's set up. You're able to control his AI. So he gets perfect AI on the wave right here because of the dueling. So that's S2. Then we're going to wind up with the defense break, and he's going to do really big damage here again by drawing from the golems. How many LD5s do I have? I think I have 25. Guys, let me just evict the puppies from the office, and we will be, I'll be right back. There we go. Okay, so the reason the demon is there is because he does really big damage with his skill 1. Man, this Steam thing is going to drive me nuts. The light monster is Yuldong, and he is definitely not necessary. So the only reason that Yuldong is there is because I don't have Deborah. Leggy, they've done a lot of really nice quality of life stuff. It's a different game than you would have known, and I think it's probably a much better game than you would have known. A lot of the quality of life stuff they've done is just really, really cool. Definitely the blue demon would not work here, but Lucifer would work here, and Beelzebub does not. No, it can only be Lucifer or Mephisto. Those are the only two. Mephisto does have one advantage, which is you can see right here, the team actually derped and he survived, and I think this may still pass? Yeah. So I think the Mephisto is better than the Lucifer just because on that one derp run, he's going to survive. But I'll be honest, I think I would have rather see the run fail than see a minute time go up. Anyway, so those derp runs, they're going to happen once in a while. It's basically just whenever the Prylea, because the Prylea is my only defense breaker here, especially because I don't have Deborah, so I'm only using the Yuldong. And so if Prylea misses a defense break, then I'm going to have that derp run, and I would actually rather have, like right there, we just missed defense break again, so 2 in a row, of course. But I would actually rather have this run fail than watch it go over a minute, because the fails are just so slow. I am nowhere near the best Summoner's War player, Leggy. Definitely not. I still do not have a Deborah. It's the only LD4 that I'm missing. I even have the new Light and Dark Cyborgs, but I do not have a Deborah. I have 25 LD5s. I have 8 Marinades, but I do not have a Deborah. So, speaking of LD5s, that kind of brings us into today's stream. Today's stream is going to be a little bit of a faster stream. I mean, I still remember back when my first 2,000 LD scrolls in this game, I had Beelzebub, and that was it. And then after 2,000 scrolls, I wound up getting Pontos and Van Cliff like 3 days apart, which we all know Van Cliff has a case to be the worst LD5 in the game. Beelzebub is actually really good, but he can barely be used in anything ever. He serves a great role in RTA, but in super, super niche like roles. Like right here, I already cannot draft him because there's 2 resetters, right? Oh. There's a couple ways I can go with this. Let's do this. I wouldn't say that's strange, Kelly. You got no speed lead, right? So I can do this. And then Vanessa. Yeah, he has no speed lead, right? So if I bring Vanessa... Is Vanessa the play? Yeah, Vanessa's the play. Okay. Yeah, because now the Sonya's just a dead pick. So I can ban either the last pick if it's a speed lead or the Adriana either way. And then these are all 2-turn cooldowns, so I don't really care about the Veronica. Honestly, I do not use Pontos very often. Yeah. Well, now there is one lost case here, so that's gonna be... Yeah, but the only way he resets, then I get a turn, but no, so actually I guess yeah, never mind. I didn't think this through. He's got the Veronica. Not used to playing against Veronica. That was definitely a bad draft. Veronica resets Vanessa, and then he still gets the snipe with the Sonya. And I just need to ban. Yeah, so I guess Veronica was the ban. No, but no, never mind. Never mind. Yeah, no, I did that. I drafted that right. Did I? Or didn't I? No, I guess I drafted. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, Despair Veronica, huh? Okay. So he kills Smicer, and then I think it's... No, it's not over, right? Okay. I might win this, but I'm not sure that I drafted it well. That was an unfortunate resist, but I guess it's not going to matter too much. Should we? Yeah, we should push her bar up. Okay. Interesting that he went for the more. Huh. I'm really not sure if, the thing is, I think the draft there actually was not bad. I actually don't think the draft was bad because the ragdoll gave me the cut. But I don't think I thought the mechanics through enough. So I may have gotten to that same, result either way. Probably would have gotten to the same result no matter what. But I don't think it was a good draft because I didn't predict the mechanic, if that makes sense. Like, I won, but I didn't win entirely by the strategy that I thought I was gonna win. I don't know if that makes sense, but... Oh, that's kind of brutal. Alright. I think we can play over the top here. Crap, I don't have Adriana ruined right now, or do I? I do. I think I have a ruined. Maybe I don't. So yeah, I guess what I was trying to say, because it was split concentration. Basically, all of my logic was correct, but it was incomplete. The thing that I did not see is that the Vanessa could get reset and the ragdoll would then force the cut, allowing Vanessa to get out of her cooldown. So that's two really big steps to have missed. Alright, so he's gonna go with the Archie. So when you ask about my LD toys, it would, to a certain extent, I think this is more of a concern, right? What does he ban here? So he's got the Riley. Actually, no, you can't ever give them Riley Julienne pair, right? So it's got to be one of these two, so it may as well take up the damage dealer, I think. When you ask about new LD toys, I guess it's all in context because I've been on just an absolutely ridiculous, crazy good run for the past year. The newest of the LD toys would be Maximilian, but there's so many monsters that I've pulled in the last year that I'm trying to integrate that it's like half this box is new. That's unfortunate. Guess I'm okay with this. Well, I'm less okay with it now. Yeah, that resist really hurt. That like changed the whole strategy. That was big. Alright. Alright guys, so this is kind of what I was thinking. I wanted to do a couple of wings here to start out. But this is basically what I'm thinking. I'd like to have some fun with some of these wings, test out a couple of different monsters. One that I would like to test out is Dark Yennefer. It's going to be hard to force in. So here's the deal. I think a lot of you were probably here on stream yesterday. You heard the story, but a couple of weeks ago I runed up a bunch of stuff to test out like some Maximilian cleaves. It wasn't optimized or anything. I ruined it all very quickly, but it does still take about 20-30 minutes to move all those runes around and then tweak stuff. And it's, I don't know, it's a little tedious. It's not great content. But I accidentally reset my runes after Siege in RTA instead of in Siege. So my box right now is built pretty much all bruiser. Everything or mostly everything is quite slow. Actually, this reminds me, there is one thing I want to change. This is just way too slow. Let's see. Here? No. Here, okay. Do I want her on crit rate? Probably not. Take 2 from the TL. Alright, I think that works. Actually, wait. What if I do this? Yeah, I'm not using Sekhmet very much anyway. Actually don't want her to have a lot of crit rate, so let's look for something, maybe something with flat HP. HP over flat HP. So I would just have to gem attack into this rune. I don't remember if this rune is being used on like a siege thing anywhere though. Let me just verify that's not being used anywhere. Okay. Yeah, literally doesn't matter. Okay, cool. So crit rate would make sense there. I didn't really want to put crit rate on the Laura because it just procs ragdolls, but it does kind of make sense. I guess I could... Yeah, flat attack is ass. I can do flat defense. I mean, just as all... Yeah, just for now, this is fine. Just as like a kind of a holding thing is fine. Nope. Oh, she was ruined. Huh, okay. It's fine. Kind of slow, but it's fine. And then, let's see, we took Rune from Sekhmet, and I think that's the only ones, right? Sekhmet build's harder to fix, but Not using her a lot anyway. What up, Junkie? How you doing? Blessing pop between Matt. Who's better for Arena, not RTA? Alright, Jonky. I am gonna give you my opinion. Bearing in mind, huge disclaimer. I do have Maximilian, but I have not had him for very long. I have used him some, but I haven't used him a ton. But I have spoken with a lot of people who have one or the other. This is what I believe. But man, that's a really tough question. So if somebody in chat wants to disagree with me, I would respect it. Here's what I would tell you. First of all, for Arena, Neftis is better, period. Your question was Arena. So it comes down to one very simple thing. This has accuracy resistance. And as a matter of fact, I will show you in my inner server, I actually did use some max. So I did a lot of bombing stuff, but I also did a max offense. That's kind of a troll max offense. Here you go. So I actually did use some max. And I will tell you, if I had Neftis there, it just would have been a very different offense. I wouldn't have used this offense. And granted, it's 3 LD5s. I was just having fun and screwing around. I wasn't taking it super serious because obviously you don't rely on lore to strip. So, you know, this wasn't like super try-hard stuff here. But anyway, bottom line is Max has AC Res for Arena. Well, for any content at all, consistency is more important. So Neftis is better for siege offense. Neftis is probably better for arena offense. Neftis is probably better for arena defense. Max and Neftis have different uses in RTA. I would argue that Neftis is better than Max and RTA as well, but with a huge caveat. I mean, you guys all saw Kelly and Bao win SWC with a Max draft. There are specific teams in which Max is better than Nef because he does an ungodly amount of damage. But he doesn't have the flexibility of Nef. And that's the difference, as far as I understand, by not being a Nef owner, but really by having played against her quite a bit, by just knowing the monsters. Neftis for RTA is going to have more flexibility. For arena offense, she doesn't have AC Res. For siege offense, she doesn't have AC Res. For siege defense, Max is arguably better because he puts out more damage, but they're kind of equal. And then for arena defense, I think Nef is better as well. She's a little bit weaker to Juno and Vero. She doesn't do quite as much damage, so maybe Max is better for the 2 defense applications. But I think Nef is probably the better all-around monster. And I hate saying that because I have Max. He's my newest toy. He's triple S. I am super happy to have him. And so I don't want to make it sound like I'm complaining. But yeah, I mean, if you offered to trade me a Nef for my Max right now, I would do it. And there's not a lot of LD5s I would trade. I love having the Max. But Nef is definitely one of those LD5s that I would trade for Max in a heartbeat. So that'd be my answer. Even I do have God tier wounds. I do have God tier runes, Jonky, and I would still take Nef. Honestly. Show runes. I'll do my best to show runes, Joanna. No worries. Alright, one more monster I want to put runes on here, which is the Dark Yennefer. I want to try and give her a... Oh, did I put the segment in? I did. Let me just fix this stuff right here, guys. Segment. This is crap, I missed the Dominic. Okay. By the way, guys, I have, for those of you who have deep boxes in RTA, a lot of people don't, but a few people do. For those of you who have deep boxes in RTA, I've found that I really enjoy this grouping that I came up with, which is grouped by element. this has worked extremely well for me. I mean, obviously, it's going to be different for each person. I usually don't screw this up that much. It's because I was trying to talk about group by element crap. Alright, 19, so that's good. You can kind of subgroup within the element as well, but the group by element is just really, really helpful as far as... That's the Antares that got left out. Of course he did! Yeah, of course he did. Okay, let's do this again. As far as like when you're trying to figure out what to pick, I keep all the LD5s together, obviously, so I have a lot. Most people don't, so it'd be easier to look through. But either way, like when I am thinking about my drafts, I'm usually thinking about like role and element. And so by being able to go through and look specifically at the element that I'm looking for, it does make it a lot easier for me to find my monsters, and it also makes it a lot easier for me to figure out what I want to draft. Huge congrats, Jonky, on the Nef, man. Seriously, huge congrats. Definitely one of the most OP LD5s in the game. So, huge congrats. Alexander, yes, I am definitely playing RTA. You could sort by speed tuning, absolutely, but then you run into the issue of every time you adjust a monster, you have to figure out what the speed tune is. I don't know. Different, it's really, honestly, it's just about however you think. Like, how do you think about the draft? For me, I tend to think about role and element. So I'm like, I need a fire support. I need a wind speed lead. I need a dark damage dealer. So I sort by element, and then occasionally, if I've really got a wild hair up my ass, I will actually go sub-sort by those roles that I just explained. So I'll put the strippers together, and I'll put the sports together and stuff like that. But usually I just sort by element, and that's enough because it narrows it down to 10 to 12 monsters. And so then I can look at those 10 to 12 monsters at a time and then have an idea of like which of them I want to pick. So like this. Oops. Okay. Speed, defense. Why do I have... Oh, it's because I was missing an HP gem, right? Yeah. Is this good enough for that? No, that rune kind of sucks, actually. Okay. I guess we can use that. That rune kind of sucks. That rune really sucks. I guess that's why these runes are not on monsters. That makes sense. Let's see. So we got crit damage, defense, attack, HPs. Kind of an ass rune. Crit damage. That one's efficient at least. Better than nothing. Alright, do that. And we're gonna need speed over... What are we kind of low on? Kind of low on it. Defense, very low on HP though. It's gotta be Bios. We'll come here. This is fine. Oh, wait a second. How much crit rate do I have? 58. Alright, I've got way too much crit rate already. Yeah, Brayden, that's actually what I want to do right now is just kind of experiment with her a little bit and see if there's going to be any places I can draft her. Attack. It's not really a great rune, but can't grind it much more either. Nah, if I'm going to do this, I would rather HP. Do this. She's slow, but that's fine. She's absolutely super fun. So if you got Dark Yennefer, the thing is, she is super fun in TOA Hell. Believe it or not, she's become like... I actually enjoy doing TOA because of her. So go give her a shot in TOA Hell, man. What up, Arturiosis? How you doing, man? Sorry you woke up so early, but glad you were able to make the stream. Alright, that's good enough. I don't really care. I mean, it's just testing stuff. And I am a hurtin' on crystals. I am a hurtin' on crystals. Alright, let's see if we can force Dark Yennefer into a draft or two. The Volantis, does he have, he got restored into that slow set. I gotta try to fix that. And then I don't think Gapsu is like not even optimized, right? Yeah, not very well optimized. Okay. Ollie. Can we do Sagar? Yeah, probably Sagar. When people bring out a lot of resetters, you want to try and think about which monsters have low cooldowns or operate off of passives. So in this case, obviously the Tian Lang passive is going to be perfect into that bird, and then Smicer's pretty good into Segment and Oliver. Lack of sustain here is not great, but we need to give her runes also. I want to experiment with her. That's interesting. That was probably forced, I'm not gonna lie. That was probably super forced. But the way my initial thought was low damage. And the Artemeal damage, he's very low damage, and the Artemeal damage should overwhelm the Tetra. And then give me enough time for that, because he's got to ban the Tian Lang, right? So this gives me some sustain from both the Smicer and the Arda. I don't know. I mean, the Arda was forced, but maybe not forced. I should have taken a little bit more time to think it through. But I don't think the Arda was like particularly bad, unless he's just got 0 crit rate on this Oliver. Okay, there we go. Unfortunate resistance. Dude, what did I just like? He procced and then I like got resisted or glanced like 17 times in a row right after it or some shit like that. That was just a rough sequence, man. That was a really rough sequence. And this Oliver definitely does not have much crit rate. That is a Despair More. Contrary to popular belief, that is a Despair More. Alright, well, this is going well. It's going super well. Hey, we landed something. Who knew it could be done? Ooh, and we got a proc too. Who knew it could be done? That's fine. I mean, that was the basic thought that I had. I still think I probably rushed the pick a little bit, but that was my thought. I was like, he doesn't have much damage, and the Tetra is just not going to be able to out-heal the Arda constantly smacking down. Arda has definitely become one of my favorite monsters. I am enjoying him, like... So again, new toys, right? Like I said, craziest run, pretty much just insane run. So Arda is new. He's one of the new ones. I don't know. I'm just like experimenting really. I'm just clicking on different stuff and testing different first picks for the most part. So if I go Vanessa Ethna here, do I have the ability to dismount the Masha? If I go Pontos, then I'm eating in death, right? Yildong. A lot of Sonias today, and I don't have a single monster that's built anti-Sonia. TL wouldn't really do very much here. Masha would just pretty much one-shot him. I mean, not really, but TL into Masha is not generally very effective. He's gonna let this through, so he's gonna ban the Vanessa. Alright, you win. I'm not sure Hagang was his best pick there. It did put me in a bad spot, but I feel like maybe he had better picks there. I don't know. He got the Masha through, so it was definitely a good pick, because the Masha was just always going to be an issue for me. Haha, almost. I just pretty much sacked the hell out of this one. His Ollie getting resisted like 9 times. Yeah, it may not be over yet. If I win, I sack the hell out of it. Before I forget. Yeah, I mean, I am just generally not a very good turn 1 player, and I'm trying to get some drafts lined up where I can draft the Max or draft the Dark Yennefer and test this stuff. But I got crushed in that draft and I just sacked. On the flip side, that gives us some scrolls. How do I decide what goes in my box as someone just now entering in their first season? It's a good question. So there's a lot of factors that would go into deciding what's going to go in your box. I think the first thing is to decide if you want to play like a turn 1 CC style, if you want to play more of a turn 2 bruiser, or if you want to have some sort of pivot in between. Once you know what style you want to play, you want to start with which monster you think is going to give you the best chance as a first pick. And sometimes, honestly, that just means experimenting with different first picks. Like right now you see me first picking more, and I'll start changing that up throughout the stream because I like to see how people respond to my picks. But once you know what your first pick is going to be, and you know if you're playing turn 1 or turn 2, you want to start really looking for monsters that are going to synergize with them. So if you're first picking more, like I've been doing right now, you want to have a lot of CC units. And a big thing with a more team is it needs to be able to take away attack bars. So when I say CC, there's different kinds of CC. A more team needs to be able to control attack bar. It's not like a Ganny Hathor team. You don't want AoEs, and you want basically the ability. You want the ability to continually like kind of hard CC the opponent. So I could steal his ragdoll. I really could, but I kind of want him to draft the ragdoll. I think we're gonna go this way. Nen, I have Ongiyuki. I do not have Ella. Ella is oftentimes considered a meme, but I'll be honest, I think you made the right choice because Ongiyuki is just ass, man. He is so bad. He is just so bad. I think you really made the right choice. Ongiyuki is not usable anywhere but RTA, and you only use him in RTA if you're forcing him. Alright. Julian's kind of weak into that element. So Julian Volantis. They play. One thing I can tell you is Julian and Volantis tend to play in very different kinds of drafts. So I was just talking about, do you want to have like a, go low or go high type of pivot thing? I would definitely recommend not building a team around the two of them together, but you could certainly build a team where you had a pivot high for Volantis and a pivot low for Julianne. But I will say, Julianne is super OP right now, and Volantis, for the most part, his time has passed. He's just not very good in this meta. He's not terrible. I mean, people still win with him, but they win more with design leaves. Do this. Yeah, I think that's okay. So he's gonna ban the Kraka, and he's gonna ban the Nana, and he's gonna try and snipe the Kraka turn 1. That would be my assumption. He could just ban the Julianne, but that seems stupid. So he's got to ban the Nana and try and snipe the Kraka. I don't have sustain, so it's a pretty obvious play. Any thoughts on Angel Twins? I think the water one is sneaky good, but maybe doesn't fit any meta anywhere right now. Like, I think she's good, I just don't know how or where you use her. The fire one seems to be pretty ass, and the wind one I really haven't tested and don't know. Now that was somewhat unexpected. Alright, that was very not what I expected. Kraka missing everything I did expect, to be fair, because that's what Kraka does. Dude, could you like land any more? Is it possible for you to just like, yeah, let's get like, I think Julian glanced 6 times in a row too. Kraka missed 100% of everything. Nice RNG. Good way to start. Yeah, feel free to just land everything every time. All good. I don't think it would matter. I've got accuracy. This is just yeah, I mean, I have the accuracy. This is just straight RNG BS type stuff. That was game. Him landing that right there, that was game. It's the Croca being on despair, and then him proccing right there hurt also. Should have S3 back in one more turn, I think. Yeah, nothing I can do. Alright, that was game. Obviously, I was planning to revive as soon as the. I mean, he played it well. Just to be fair, like to be clear, I should say, just to be clear, he played it very well. He timed out the provoke on the Croca perfectly. But my God, did he land everything and I landed nothing? Like, I won't call it a sack because he played it really well, but it sure as hell wasn't neutral RNG. Let's see. More open. Let's try something different here. I think I backed myself into a corner a little bit with this. Maybe not. And Pontos here? I could Pontos last pick, but not right now. Could I Laura here? Probably not. Not enough damage. Let's go Miles. Yeah. So I do force myself into a speed lead by taking the mile, so it's pretty much going to be Pontos, Vanessa, or Max, and I don't see Max making much sense. Unless he just brings no stripper. If he brings no stripper and I can ban the more, then I can take the Max. Or ban the Fire Monkey, bring the Ragdoll? Or bring the Ragdoll, does he ban? He probably does. If I ban the Chung and bring the Dark Yennefer, could I 4v1 the monkey while everything's stunned? I think so. Alright, let's do that. What's he ban here? Because I need to know which stripper to ban. Does he ban the Haygang? And does it matter if he does? I don't think it does, because I'm full will and then I just reset the Chung. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's perfect. As long as I didn't screw him up when I changed the... Okay, yeah. Yeah, so he can't push back the Sagar, so I reset the Chung, and then, what's her name? The Dark Yennefer should be able to get some turns. Huh. Alright. just like land 0 stuns? She landed 2, I guess. I'm actually bench on Siege today. I knew I was streaming and I knew I wasn't going to have time before... Really? That's fine. Yeah, I knew I was streaming and I knew I wasn't going to have time before stream to do Siege. Boy, she's really not so much into the stuns, is she? I mean, granted, she's never gonna stun the monkey, so that's fair, but still. Hey, there we go. Yeah, honestly, that wasn't bad. Like, that really didn't feel terrible. That's what she said. But... But yeah, since I was bench Siege, I'm not positive how it's going today. It seems usable. Kind of low rolls, but usable. How to claim more crystals? Well, considering I have like 1,800 crystals right now, I'm not sure I'm the one who can show you that at the moment. What do you get if you're bench? Nothing. Just, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to play today, so... This actually seems pretty worthwhile, yeah. Nice. I could see this being a pretty good rune, to be honest. Well, I mean, I can see it being a pretty useful rune. I can see this getting used quite a bit. I actually have a feeling this could land on my Julienne. Maybe. I don't know. No accuracy makes it a little tough for it to be a Julienne rune, but... Not bad. That one's unfortunate. Great act. Okay. That one's done. 2 keeps on that set. Not bad. Like 2 good keeps too. Not it's not like a lot of times those keeps are just like shit that clutters your rune inventory, but that one was actually 2 decent runes. All right, guys. So I want to let you guys know, a lot of you saw this yesterday. For those of you who were on stream yesterday, we are doing a sponsored stream today. So I want to give a shout out to today's stream sponsor, which is Monopoly Go. I can't believe I forgot to pin the, yeah, that was dumb. Let me pin the links real quick. Oops, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Sign my ragdoll, huh? That's interesting. See that. Aggie, can you do me a favor and pin my message on Twitch? Wojo, what's going on, man? Yeah, I can share them. I can share them again for you, no worries. That one doesn't make sense. Ooh, ban the Simai? Nah. Stupid. Let's just do this. He's got like next to no damage if I do this. I just have to watch out for the Nana, huh? Alright, we'll do it this way. Actually, I can do it. I just have to come over here in order to pin. Okay. Well, not exactly what I was hoping would happen there, but I guess it's fine. That was even less what I was hoping, but that's fine. What up, Nan? How you doing, man? Appreciate it. Thank you very much for liking the stream. So Laura's gonna die, right? No, she does not die. Alright, we're gonna dismount you. I mean, it's pretty sacky. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty sacky. I'm landing every stun that anybody in human history has ever landed. So, I'm not gonna try and say this was like a good draft or anything. That was pretty dirty. Yeah, Skyfall is we're strong, man. We're definitely looking good. All right, guys. For those of you who caught the for those of you who caught the stream yesterday, or excuse me, for those of you who caught the exclusions video yesterday, if you did not get to download the exclusion settings, I am going to share them here in channel 8895. So I'll give you guys about 10 seconds if anybody wants to grab the settings. If you did not get a chance to see the video and you want to use these settings, please watch the video, because these are very much end game settings, and I strongly advise you to adjust the settings as is appropriate for your own stage of game. But the structure of the settings and the overall, there's a lot of coding, or I mean, it's not coding, but configuration. There's a lot of configuration that has gone into the settings, and I think the structure or the setup is really good for pretty much anybody. But the actual numbers as to what's being saved, that I would definitely recommend you adjust for your own account. So, Wojo, those are shared. And then, guys, I am going to gonna ask you guys to bear with me here for a moment as we are about to start the sponsored bit for today's stream. So a lot of you guys heard this spiel yesterday. I apologize if you've heard it already, but here's the deal, guys. I do not do a lot of sponsored content. You can go back through my videos and it's like I do maybe 3 or 4 times a year, maybe not even that. But it does cost about $650 for all of the software and services that I use to stream. And doing a few sponsored things a year to stream and to do YouTube and Discord and stuff. Totals are between $650 and $750 for like all that licensing stuff. And to do a couple of sponsored bits a year helps go a long ways towards offsetting those costs. So we are going to be sharing Monopoly Go with you guys today. If I can find my window. Here we go. Looks like I oversized the window. We're going to be sharing Monopoly Go with you guys today. This is today's stream sponsor, and honestly, I think that it's a really cool, what I kind of call companion game. So the great thing about this, the best thing about Monopoly is that it's a game that we all know how to play instantly. Monopoly Go downloaded. Where do you have to go? So you have to unlock the second board, Wojo. So you have to unlock 2 boards. So for this sponsored bit, guys, the links are pinned in both streams. You do have to download it from a mobile device. It does not count from an emulator or from a PC. And you just have to unlock 2 boards in the game. It takes about 10 or 15 minutes of gameplay, and then I get credit for it. You can see the goal up on stream right there. And it just really helps out the channel. So I'm going to talk about the game here quite a bit. I'm going to be honest, I think that it is actually a pretty cool game to install and download. Generally speaking, I have only ever done sponsored bits with games that I played already or continued to play after the sponsored bit. The last 2 big sponsorship partnerships I did, I played one of those games for 9 months and I played the other for about a year. I was Call of Dragons, and now the other one's like 4 years ago, and I'm forgetting, but I continued to play both of those games for like a year after the sponsored deal. Monopoly, I think the coolest thing about this game overall is just that there is no learning curve. You instantly know how to play Monopoly, and it is not incredibly time consuming. And I think for anybody who is like a Summoner's War player who's already heavily invested into one game, it can be really difficult to add a second game. I definitely do not have time to play a second game. I barely have time to work and stream and spend time with the family and everything else. But there are times where I just need to kill time. There's times where I'm standing in a line somewhere, or because I live in Mexico, going to your question, Nen, I live in Mexico. I'm sorry, I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'm thinking it's probably like Mien? I apologize if I'm making it worse now, but I tried. But because I live in Mexico, and I often have to spend quite a while waiting in the borderline to cross, it can take me 2 hours to cross into the U.S., about an hour driving, but I have, it's called global entry, so I cross the border quickly. But, you know, the borderline, even with global entry, can be an hour sometimes. It's just generally, it can be a long day for me to go into the U.S., and so as a result, there's a lot of times where I just need to kill 10 or 15 minutes, and to play a game that is super, super involved, like Summoner's War, can be really difficult to do. So I really enjoy having something that I can play on the side casually and just kind of advance and progress throughout the game. So for me, that's the mold that Monopoly Go fits. And, you know, I invite you guys all to join me and play. I expect that I'm going to continue to play for a while. But even if you have no interest in playing long term, simply downloading it and unlocking 2 boards genuinely helps support the channel. It helps go towards paying for the things that, you know, allow me to stream. So that's my pitch to you guys. And then with that said, I'm just going to show you a little bit about the game. Jaime, so estoy viviendo aquí cerca de San Diego in Rosarito, Playa de Rosarito. And looks like we got attacked while we were streaming. So that is part of the game right there, actually, is that you can get attacked as people are going around the boards. If anytime you land on a railroad, you get to take the railroad over to another person's city and you get to attack them. And so I did get attacked while I was offline. I had to repair my buildings. But the basic concept of the game, again, it is Monopoly. And so you're just gonna play Monopoly. You're gonna roll dice. You're gonna circle the board. Every hour, I believe, you gain 5 additional dice. But then as you're going around the board, you collect more dice as you go through different events. So for example, today we've had our 5 rolls, so we got 10 dice from that. We've also had our doubles 2 times, and so we get some money from that. But you go around the board and you try to build your wealth ranking. And as your wealth ranking goes up and your levels go up, you're able to build houses and hotels on your board. And every time you upgrade everything on your board, so right here, for example, I have 1 house on each of these properties. Every time you upgrade your entire board up to hotels, you unlock the next board, which is also a new city. And then you get a new graphic experience in each city. So from right here, I've got 180 grand left, and also because we're all able to land on each other's areas, I can collect rent, I can get more players. Tu español es muy bueno. Ay, muchas gracias, Kevin, muchas gracias. Pero mi español está miedo. No, miedo. Miedo. Sí, tengo miedo por cómo malo está mi español. Pero no, it's okay. It's okay, but no, I honestly do have I have terrible pronunciation. I have an accent, and I am very, very bad with conjugating properly. I can usually be kind of creative enough in order to get my message across, but that's it's something that I'm working on. It's not that bad. I appreciate it, Jaime. I mean, honestly, so if I'm really trying, and especially if I'm not on stream, going back and forth between languages, split concentration, looking at 4 monitors, it's not terrible. I'm happy with how far along it's come, but I do wish that I was better with like the small words, like the transitional words, and I wish I was better with conjugating. And I suppose that comes with time, but then I've been speaking Spanish every day for the past 2.5 years pretty much, so I don't know how far I don't know how much longer I need to get better in those areas. But yeah, I find that I'm usually able to communicate on a day-to-day basis. I usually don't have trouble communicating with most things. I have trouble communicating when it's complicated things, like if I had to call my internet provider to tell them the internet's out. I would be able to tell them the basics, but I would not be able to explain the technical details. So anyway, guys, you can see the basic gist of how it goes is that we're going to go around the board. We're looking for, just like the normal old school board game Monopoly that we played all our lives, we're looking to land on chances and railroads. We're looking to build houses and hotels and get that opportunity to steal money from the other players on the game, and then use that money to build more hotels and houses in order to unlock our board. And then once again, the download link for the game, you do have to use my download link, so it's pinned in both chats. But the download link for the game is how I get credit for the installation. And then you do have to play it long enough to unlock a couple of boards, which is usually about 5 or 10 minutes. It moves pretty quick. There's a short trainer, and then you get a bunch of dice each time you unlock them. I'll tell you guys right now. So right now we have 9 people who have unlocked the board. Our goal is, well, I mean, the total goal is 76. Like, to complete the full sponsorship, it's 76 unlocked in a week. But realistically, 23. If we can get to 23, it helps to pay for things like renewing Streamlabs, which is what we're streaming on. So, need more practice. Stupid reaction thing blocks off part of your message. I need the next message to scroll up before I can read the bottom. But I was trying to land on 1 railroad before we go back to the game. But you can see, there we go. So from chance, we collect some extra dice. You do as well have a sticker album, which gives an insane amount of money within the game, $50 million and 15,000 dice if you complete the album. And then we also have, of course, the social aspects of being able to add friends, connect to Facebook, run along a timeline, and then there are some community events where you can play with a leaderboard. And so that's it, guys. That's the pitch, and I hope you guys, if you want to support the channel, you take a chance to install it, and then I hope if you do install it, you enjoy the game. But either way, I thank you guys very much for sticking around on stream while we talked about it, and I thank you guys very much for who have installed the game. Like, I really do appreciate it. All right, and with that, we're gonna jump back over to RTA. That is not RTA. That also is not RTA. Here we go. That's RTA. All right. So, Jaime, I would say, I mean, I speak. So my wife only speaks Spanish, so I really speak every day. Quite a bit of Spanish. But I think what I really need is, I do need practice, but I need practice in specific areas. I too frequently. Let's try changing up first picks here, by the way. It's got to be Speedly. I wonder. Last season, I was not able to effectively pivot with Pontos at all, but let's see if we can make it work this season. We'll try a little Pontos first pick. But yeah, too frequently, I just get into the habit of I can find ways to kind of talk around. Like if I'm yeah, we're screwed here. We are screwed here. That is not friendly. All right. I find that I just like kind of get creative in how I'm trying to explain things, and you know, I get used to just, if I don't know a word, I work around it and I can make myself understood. But because of that, I'm probably not really focusing on like better grammar, which is what I need. All right, this got more interesting. I'm going with the Wun, so it's probably not a good pick for him. Can I go Gianna here? I feel like I could go Gianna here. Yeah, we've got Will there. We do not have Will here, but he's probably going to ban that. I ban the Sonya. What's his ban here? His ban should either be Robo or Ethna. So if he gives me the Ethna, yeah, he's got no speed lead on the Sonya. I think we do that. Okay, it is the Ethna. So we're going to get the cut. Well, we either get the cut or at least we outspeed the Sonya, so the Sonya can't snipe. So yeah, the Sonya was a weak pick. Oh, thank you very much, Nien. I hope I pronounced that correctly, but I appreciate it. That's a fast freaking Sonya. Damn, that's a really fast Sonya. Do I? Yeah, I guess I do. Ooh, got it. Nice. All right, so we put that on top of you, and that's GG. I don't think it matters, though, right? Shouldn't matter. Unless I just miss everything here. No, we're good. Okay. Put that on top of you, and we're good. Actually, Isaac, I have a monster re-up session coming up. 575 re-ups. It's going to be the biggest session that I've ever done. Let me just check my calendar real quick. I'll tell you. I think it's next Monday. Yeah, it's going to be Monday at 1 p.m. global server time. So the deal with that one, because there's absolutely no way that I could go through 550 runes. There, I mean, like, and looking at runes and everything else, I would just die. Like, my brain would explode. It's too much for 4 hours. But the runes are all going to be pre-marked, and that's going to be really helpful. He's got a lot of targets, and he's got a lot of re-ups, obviously. But he's going to have all the runes marked for us in advance. Jaime, so it's actually a Seishizo team, which means you could grab off of Seishizo's channel. You could grab the Giants team, and it's just because I don't have Deborah, but Yuldong is this dude, and his passive is gives you an extra 100 crit damage. So he's not quite as strong. It's kind of sad to say this, but he's not quite as strong as Deborah. But he is awfully close. And so I was able to make the team work by just giving them better runes and then running the Yuldong. let's do this and this. Okay. Well, I'm really glad you enjoyed the videos. Speaking of Yuldong, I really enjoy getting to use him. He doesn't work in many drafts, but I think since this dude just went Rusa, he's gonna work here. I mean, to be fair, he's not the best pick. Juno would be better here. But I would really, I mean, can I make him work? Instead of Vero, if I go instead of Vero, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna, honestly, Vero's a better pick here. Tetra's the best pick here. Tetra's the best pick, but Vero's, like, as far as it goes, my ranking here would be like Tetra and then Vero, and then Yuldong's like kind of far down and forced, but I just want to get to use them. I mean, that's kind of the idea of this stream, is to test out new stuff, right? So let's see how it goes. Can I kill him? I don't think I can kill the Kinky. Yeah, I don't think I have enough damage to kill the Kinky. I could ban this and gamble that he lets Volantis through, but no, Kinky's the ban. Kinky's the ban. Okay. So it doesn't matter between like Vero, Tetra, any of them, since he actually banned the Yuldong, which is kind of weird that he banned the Yuldong. Not my first choice. Wojo, interesting. It's not showing me that you passed yet. Might be a lag though. I don't know how much time it takes to get there. I have like a little dashboard that shows me stuff, but I don't know like how much lag time there is on the dashboard. I'll keep an eye on it. I'll let you know if it shows up. There's a thing where I like actually have to log out and log back into the site each time to. I don't care if he does his S2, right? I just want to get this all of it out. Probably actually should have provoked. Well, I don't know. I could have gotten the heal with the Juno, but I also need to do something with this Oliver, so the stun. I don't know. Hey, finally landed something. What do you know? Are you kidding me right now? Come on, bro. It's like 30% activation rate into 100% activation rate. I guess my Juno's not on Despair. It's an illusion. Like, the Despair runes are fake. Bro, seriously? Seriously with that shit right now. Zero stuns. She even resists the one time I need her not to. Wow, that's just dirty, man. That's just dirty. Comtois doing me really dirty on this one. Oh yeah, I want to call sack on that one. I don't know if it actually is sack. I have no idea how that fight should have gone because I just got so crushed by RNG. It felt sacky. It definitely felt like a sack. I mean, I called myself out twice on stream for sacking already, so there's nothing wrong with calling them out for sacking. That one felt sack. I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't like some of the craziest sacks you ever see or anything, but it was pretty sacky. Miles procced every single time, landed every single stun. Juno landed one stun the whole match. This is what you call free-to-play drafting, guy. Well, actually, I only have 2 LD5s. Never mind. So I'm the guppy. He's the whale. That doesn't happen very often. Yeah, because the Gapsu is not a real LD5. So he went full LD5, though. Not too often I'm the one that looks like the free-to-play guy. Is it worth it? Yeah, I think it's worth it. Oh, that is tanky. Yeah, Kraka's pretty good in these types of matches, honestly. Aww. How am I not in torrent range? You gotta be kidding me, bro. How the hell am I not in torrent range? With the sack, bro. With the hard sack, because he procced every single turn. Literally, that Thebe didn't miss a proc. Oh, hard. See, that one's a hard sack. No, the dot kill on Yen was exactly what I wanted to do. The dot kill on Yen was perfect. I mean, because I didn't have Nana on the field, so it didn't change anything. But bro, that was a hard sack right there. I should win that like 70-80% at least, I think. Same dude from before, and I sacked the hell out of him, so could I just sack this guy again? Maybe, I don't know. But now let's play a little bit different this time. Alright, we'll do this and Is Nikki gonna be enough here? Probably not. Do this. I don't know about Max into Saimai. Into a Saimai Ragdoll, because the Ragdoll will force the cut, and then the Saimai just deletes everything that Max did and fully heals the team. Wojo, I do see the activation event now, so we're good. Thank you, Wojo, for doing that, man. I appreciate it. Where do we go? We go here. That's gonna be too much healing. Oh, just enough. What up, Porch? How you doing, man? I don't feel like that one. I feel like that one was kind of neutral. Like, that one definitely could have gone both ways. The proc there definitely helped me. But I don't think I was out of it even without the proc. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. We were supposed to be doing Ponto's first pick, right? Let's switch to Laura first pick instead. I want to experiment with some different stuff. This is going to elicit a lot of Hey Gangs, though. That's going to be really difficult because then they've got the Layla pivot, and there's really, I mean, once Layla comes out, I'm screwed. Okay, didn't think you would go that route. What up, Holmesy? How you doing, man? How do we want to deal with this? He's got the Vanessa. I want Nana Smicer, maybe? Kind of sketch. The Smicer doesn't make a lot of sense. Oh. Yeah, the Smicer didn't really make a lot of sense to begin with anyway, so I deserve this loss. Do I have any way to recover from it? I don't think I do. I don't think I can recover from this, can I? Not really. I could ban the Kiara and go Douglas, maybe. Nice pick. Yeah, I just got absolutely utterly wrecked right here. That's fair. Bad draft. I knew the Smicer was a bad pick when I took her. We have not pulled. I don't know. I don't think we had Pavilion today. We have not pulled Pavilion to date yet, though. So far, it's basically just been run 10 Miris every siege. Guess it's worth it. That was like the clutchest proc in history right there. That sucked. That was nowhere near the clutchest proc in history, to be fair. And my stun on that Sonya was probably more clutch than his proc also. So yeah, let's be real here. Oh, and that resistance too. So yeah. All right, he got good RNG at the start, but the sack needle swung my way. The sack needle definitely swung my way. I don't remember if I was faster, so I'm not gonna risk it. Sleep! Sleep! Oh, and he resisted. Oh, and he procced! No! Alright, we're fine. I'm surprised my Douglas survived. I must have changed his build. He's a lot beefier than I remembered him being. He's a beefcake. Yeah, I don't remember changing that build up. Okay, that's cool. Alright, well, we'll try lower first pick one more time, but this does not feel like the way to go. What up, Laurel? Long time no see, man. How you doing? This is like a new thing, huh? This Kavarchi thing here? Seems like a new thing. Do I want to go with the Wang or the Dong? We've got the Wang here, and we've got the Dong here. But I think we're actually going to go with the Munch. Man, Kiaras and Veronicas and Kavarchis. Oh my. That Kiara complicates things for me. I don't think that's a good pick. That's alright. I think now we can play with our Dong. I'm sorry, guys. They first they gave us cocky and kinky, and now they just gave us a big fat dong. Like, what can you say? Especially with, his graphics and all that. Alright. Do we care that much about Volantis? I don't think I care that much about Volantis. Could be wrong, but I don't think so. I do think I cared more about Veronica than Kiara, though. Yeah, I do think the Veronica might have been the ban. Yeah. Pontos resisted, but he's gonna get he's gonna get reset by the Oliver anyway, so. Or he's gonna get Despair Stun, either way. Still gotta reset the Pontos. It'd be crazy not to. Or he wouldn't be. Who knows? Oh, huge grats on the Neftis bubble. That's awesome. Proc one time? Ooh, that's a big proc. That's why I thought he needed to do the 2-turn reset on the Volantis. I think the Laura was nowhere near the threat, or not the Volantis, the Pontos. Because he chose to do a 2-turn reset. Well, I guess, is he going to get the strip here? No, he's got one more turn, right? Yeah, he's got one more turn. Yeah, so if he does the, I mean, the proc from Yuldong felt big in the moment and then actually wound up not mattering because I get the Pontos reset. Or the Pontos got a turn, but he should have done the 2-turn reset on the Pontos and I lose. I think I lose. That was almost like he was traumatized by the Laura, because, you know, that was one of those things like I would do. Like, there's a Hathor on the field, and I'm like, I must reset the Hathor. It doesn't matter that she's on cooldown, and every other monster has their skills, and they're all more dangerous. I'm gonna go for the Hathor anyway. You know, that's kind of like what that felt like. I mean, so I give him really good runes for the dungeon. This is like your super OP set for dungeons right here. But actually no, honestly Deborah is better for dungeons. He's cool, but he's right now, like, if I ever pull a Deborah, which probably never happened, but if I ever pull a Deborah, he's gonna wind up taking the spot. She'll take his spot. Let's see, can we get any scrolls yet? It'd be cool. I don't think I've ever pulled anything significant on my account on stream. I had like the Samoth that I called one time, but generally I don't think I've really ever pulled much on stream. Oops. I don't summon much on stream on my account either because, you know, I can't save more than one scroll. But that's not this one, it's the shop thing. This one. I did buy some of these earlier just so that I could bring them out on stream. Let's see. Which would I think we'd rather scrolls, right? Even though we don't get as many, still rather scrolls. Get a 10 pull. These runes are OP, guys! Ah, there we go. We got one to roll. Rip. False alert. False alert. Actually, I sold that really quick out of anger, but I don't think it's usable because it had no innate either. I did have innate. And it has a good roll on the attack. Maybe it's usable. I was just like... I really don't think it's usable. I mean, it's... Put HP on over the crit damage. Maybe. It's a stretch. I don't know. Let's see. I'm just gonna check. I'm pretty sure I've got quite a few runes. Because the thing is, my despair is not deep. If that's Vio, it's an insta-sell. If it's Swift, if more or less, if that's any set except despair, it's probably an insta-sell. But as despair, it probably warrants me verifying it before I sell it. Yeah, that's HP. Okay. I'm sure it's a sell, don't get me wrong, but I may as well, it doesn't hurt me to go verify real quick. Bro! Huge grats, Holmesy. That's funny, a second person today who said they have Volantis and Julienne. I guess we'd verify it's not going to quad. Okay. Yeah, see, that's actually my 6th fastest. This one's kind of ass. Like I said, my despair is really bad. I think probably it's a keep for the time being. It's long term, it's going to be a sell. Obviously, it's not something I'm going to keep, but my despair is just really bad. That's why I'm farming giants right now. I'm actually farming giants for despair, not Swift. So is that like 30, 20, 28 or something I've done on stream without a spark so far? Something like that. It's 13, 11, and 3, 27. I think 27 on stream without a spark. And I think I did like 40 earlier without a spark too. Oh well. What is the attack to crit damage comparison? How much? So as a general rule, and this is super general because it really does depend on like the monster's multipliers and other stuff. 100 attack equals 10 crit damage, or vice versa. 10 crit damage equals 100 attack. Take it either way you want. So 400 attack would be about 40 crit damage. Super, super general rule though, not specific. Just a reminder for anybody who jumped onto stream late, by the way, guys, we've got today's sponsor, Monopoly Go, is pinned in the chat on both Twitch and YouTube. And guys, if you get a chance to try out the game, it definitely helps support the channel. If you download it from the download link on a mobile device, they don't count emulators or anything, so it has to be on your cell phone, and you unlock the first board, I get credit for it. It definitely helps a lot, and it's pretty much, it's a really cool, what I call like a companion game. It's just something that you can kind of play in your free time, especially when it's not always convenient to load up a much more involved game like Summoner's War. So definitely recommend you try it out, but either way, definitely appreciate it if you do give it a shot, man. It helps support the channel. I'll show you guys something funny, by the way. I was at reward. So I wanted the all attribute scroll because I was about to reset, and it was like 2 in the morning. I did not feel like actually building a team. So my 2 losses are both because I tried to bomb a Triton. I had bombed everything else I could reasonably bomb, and I was like, oh, Triton's AI is trash. I can get away with bombing a Triton. No, I could not. So that's why I lost 2. And then I was like, all right, I'll keep trying. I bombed 2 more Tritons, and I eventually got 2 Triton Darts. So I got my all attribute scroll. I got my, like, whatever, random fusion 4-star. Went to bed, and then the next day I did my normal, like, actual wins. Alright, Ragdoll open. So the last time I did not steal the... Gapsu open. Last time I did not steal the Ragdoll, I did live to regret it. So this time I think we'll do it. He wouldn't go Nana here, right? He's got to have... Yeah, there you go. That makes more sense. Okay. Yeah. So I think we're gonna close Vero, right? So if we're gonna close... Oh, I think I know where we can go with this. Do this and this. We'll close out with the Vero. I don't think I'm afraid. Oh shit, but if I close out with the Vero... Well, it depends on how stupid he is. Because my only defense break at that point will be Shizuka. Would he give me the defense break with the Vanessa? And then a brand with the Gapsu? So then I could just like one-shot everything. I still think Vero's a good closeout here though. Yeah, ban the Miles? I think that's fine, you know. I mean, he's probably going to ban the Vero, right? So then I get the Julian Riley. Wow, okay. Alright, that's still... I think that's still fine. I think. Kind of wish I had more attack on the Shizuka. She plus 452. Small bombs. But... yeah, he's not gonna do it. Okay. Smicer lower than the Vanessa? I think I can cycle on him a little bit here. Maybe. Can't cycle if I can't land anything, though. That's problematic. Awesome. Love it. Dead? Oh, that's big. I think he comes out of torrent though. It's too much heal. Yeah, way out of torrent. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't matter. He has his S2. I lost track of Vera's cooldown. I think he had one more. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think he had one turn left on him. An interesting choice. I think he just pushed me into torrent range. Maybe not. Oh, well, no, never mind, because I would have had to heal, so no, that's fine. Ah, bad proc for me. I don't think it matters, though. I just have to wait for Shizuka to come back up. Actually, even for now, yeah. We're fine. Yeah, I can show you the Vero. No reason to give him buffs to steal. This is the Vero. Nothing crazy. Bio Nam. Good artifact, though. I didn't realize he had that one. Yeah. That's a really nice Vero artifact right there. Forgot about that one. By the way, Red Sport, you yeah, Obeys an SF. So you said you used the same team, but did you use this team on any of your offenses? That would be my question for you. I used that one on like 10 offenses. Man, was it freaking fast. I could have easily lost any of them if, you know, fortunate thing is it seems like China server doesn't farm will runes. Because Laura doesn't really strip. Laura doesn't really strip consistently, but nothing had will runes, so it wound up working out pretty nice. Because it was quad Swift. In order to tune the max to a Swift Laura, I had to put him on Swift as well, all the way down. So I had no safety net. What up, Lethal? How you doing, man? Alright, let's see. Oh, man. I don't really have that many speed leads, Rune. I should rune like a CR. But, alright, let's see if we can get... Let's see if we can get Dark Yennefer worked into something, or Devaraja. Oh, that's freaking dirty. That's a dirty, dirty, dirty comp. Alright. Yo, Chung? Yo, Chung. Alright, I think we're good now. Actually, nah, I drafted that too fast. That was a that was a mistake. It was a mistake. Of course. Of course. And I got resisted anyway. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Kills the Chung and it's GG. Okay. Not what I expected him to do, but I'll take it. Gave me a chance anyway. I mean, I still probably lose, but he gave me a chance, so that was nice of him. Would have been nice if I landed, like, you know, anything, but still. Guess yeah, I didn't get the resets then. That's fine. I mean, I lost that in the draft anyway. I shouldn't have played to let the fire cast through. That was a mistake. I knew it the second I did it, because then I couldn't open with the Laura. Hold a Shazam other than Theoperna Shazam for Sijo. So I don't have Shazam. I don't know that I could really tell you specifically his best use cases. I can tell you I find him to be a really fun monster. I think we're gonna Gianna this. Yeah, I find Shazam to be really fun, but I do think you have to force the Shazam in a little bit to make him work. I mean, force him in's kind of wrong to say. I think it's just situational, but... Do I have 2 strips? Could I max this? Max and bend the Hay Gang. Yeah, I'm gonna eat a lot of damage here. I think we do. Beelzebub's better. Oh, is Vero better? Because Vero would have let me ban the, yeah, Vero would have let Let me let the Hay Gang through. I mean, offense-wise, I think he's really good. Offense-wise, I think you're going to enjoy him quite a bit. Defense-wise, it's a little bit harder to find uses for him, honestly, but that's fine because you'll have a lot of fun with him on offense anyway. Yay! Triple glance! Whee! Love triple glance. That's fun stuff. Oh no! You're kidding! Well, actually, he cut, so it didn't matter. Okay. Damn, that was interesting. That was interesting. All right, that's like probably the match of the day right there. Yeah, so that's a Nemesis Gianna that like could not find her way to cut, but somehow she lived. And I don't understand how this lived with like 15k HP. Long enough, I mean long enough to, obviously didn't live past the old Yuki, but lived long enough to get the cut and the stuns. Alright. Problem is Max does, like this team is just not runed correctly, so I'm finding it really difficult to force him in. And I guess I probably just have to shift runes, but kind of wanted to be able to test a bunch of stuff without having to re-rune everything. He's just too slow. Let's see if what happens if we just force him anyway. Alright. That's got some potential. You know what? We could do like Ragdoll Kraka. Finish with a Leo. Finish Leo, ban Volantis. But I have no bar. The Kraka was a mistake here. It should have been Ragdoll Chung. I don't know what I was thinking. I was trying to read chat. I was looking at chat window. Not a lot of active chat, but I was looking at chat window, I guess. But that doesn't, oh crap, yeah, that's not good. I guess we do TL then, ban this, but I have no healing then. So I have to ban the Volantis because I've been healing. That gives him double? Oh, man. No, I'm wrecked here. I'm completely wrecked. I guess we ban the Ollie. What's he get, a snipe? Yeah, no, it's gotta be the Miles. Okay. I'm pretty wrecked here. Yeah, no matter what I do, I'm wrecked. The Kraka was just a terrible pick. Gave him a free win. Sorry for the dumb question, but how often do you farm each dungeon R5? So that's actually not a dumb question, Han. HMS. I've gotten asked that question a few times recently. On stream and off. So you asked how often do I farm each dungeon, but I would give you a more general answer based on everybody and say that, you know, how often should each person farm each dungeon? I think the best answer I can tell you is that you should literally be farming everything at about an equal rate. There's some exceptions. So for Necro, for example, you pretty much want to farm Necro until you have enough Rage runes to build all your dungeon teams, and until you have enough Will runes to build your offenses. And that's more or less it. Like for Necro, you do farm it for quite a while, because it takes a long time to get some decent Rage and decent Will runes and all that. But you don't farm it forever. But you do farm Dragons, Giants, and both Artifact Dungeons forever. Punishers tends to get farmed a little bit less long-term than Steel Fortress if you're a Steel player. But, if you're a Siege player, but you'll still wind up basically farming them an equal amount if you're doing RTA and stuff as well. It'd be nice if I could get a stun here somewhere. Nope, no stuns. No stuns, no procs. I should get like a stun or a proc at some point, right? I mean, I have both to spare. Oh! Clutch, bro. Clutch. No stuns for me, but you got the one that mattered. Vlad Tien Lang, I pulled him about 3-4 months ago. No stuns, once again. Alright, that's GG. I yield. I yield. Your runes are better than mine. Your violent runes work better than mine. Your despair runes work better than mine. My Vio and despair runes seem to be malfunctioning. No, not really. Piece of advice that I've gotten from every Tien Lang owner before I summoned him, and a piece of advice that I can give you as a Tien Lang owner after summoning him, is don't even try to think about what he's going to do to your team. Only think about what he's going to do to the other team, because Oliver right there and Volantis right there both can just crush you, and TL cycles off of them. Man, I forgot to put a rune on, crap. I forgot to put a rune on Sekhmet, and I really need the Sekhmet here with him opening Hagen. So, pretty sure I lose this. Like, I don't think there's actually anything I can draft that allows me not to lose this. Even from 2 picks in, I basically had lost already. Arda, maybe? Just try and ban the Max and hope the Arda stuns the Ethna. Probably all I can think of. Yeah. Yeah, I pretty much lost from the literally like 2 picks in. I don't think there was any draft I could build without the Sekhmet. That would have given me a chance there. Not enough. Thoughts on Siege changes. I am super happy that they're addressing the fact that Siege is broken, and some of the changes genuinely sound good. I don't want to be negative on this. I posted a video on the stuff I think Siege needs, and the single biggest thing I think Siege needs, and I don't think there's any way around this, if you don't decouple G3 and tournament level Siege from everything else, you really cannot fix it, because it's just literally a different game for different people. And they're going a different route, but, you know, I think the thing, okay, so I have to give like two sides to this. I'm going to start with the negative side, but it's not all negative. You know, I'm not even trying to be negative. I just think that you have to address one part before you address the other. So I personally believe that in order for Siege to be fixed, you have to decouple G3 from everything else because they're different games. And the challenges that tournament level players have are completely different than the challenges that everyone else has. So I don't see how you can fix the two of those things together. And by that, what I mean is one of the biggest issues at high level Siege is the time drain, because we spend all day, literally, you can be there for like 8 hours, 9 hours or longer, just simply waiting for a chance to attack. And that's a real issue. And that's an issue that cannot be solved in any way that does not make Siege worse for lower level Siege. By that, what I mean is that if you make Sieges faster, then casual players are not going to be happy. They tried that once already and half the game revolted. If you make Sieges 1v1 so that we can have more attacks, then I don't know if that's really going to work for casual Siege either. So if you don't decouple G3 Siege from everything else, I don't know how you properly fix the biggest issue at tourney level Siege, which is the time drain. There are a lot of other issues with Siege, and I think that this patch is going to start addressing some of them. I don't think it fully addresses all of them, but I think it's a really good start, and I think there's some really interesting ideas there. So I said there's some negative, some positive. Here's the biggest positive that I can give, though. Over the last 2 years, I think Com2Us has earned some of our trust. For all of the bad things we can say about Summoners War, the shift to RNG, the shift to more pay to win, or at least further away from pay to play, a lot of the things that people would complain about for Summoners War, most of those have valid business or valid, they have like valid business reasons, or they have valid balance reasons. And I don't necessarily blame Com2Us for any of the bad things in the game right now, but outside of those, I think they have done an absolutely tremendous job of over-delivering when they do decide to fix a lot of the things that they fix. There have been a lot of changes with rune optimization, rune managers, all this stuff that we all say like, hey, we want better ability to sell runes, and look at how amazing the sell exclusion feature was. So on the whole, I think they've actually done a really, really good job over the last couple of years. And so I'm going to give Com2Us a little bit of trust that they have an entire team of developers that are now working on this and addressing the issue. And that, you know, they said that this is going to be an ongoing process that'll be monitored over repeated patches. And I can live with that. So I think that this first step that they're taking is not going to go all the way in the right direction, but I think that, you know, over the next couple of months there is a lot of hope. So Lethal, I will tell you the bigger point differences are actually my biggest issue with this. I think that's a bad idea, and there's a couple of reasons for that. The biggest issue I have with it is that as long as we continue having 1v1 Siege, then, as long as we continue having 1v1v1 Siege, as long as it is not, sorry, I'm having trouble answering this and focusing on this fight. That was a misplay. Yeah, just let him cleanse. Okay. Let's do this. This, and we'll do this. Okay. Did he proc through the first time? I guess he did. That's unfortunate. I forgot that he proc through, or I didn't see him proc through, or I don't know. Thought he still had cooldown, or I wouldn't have gone with that. Oh, are you gonna crit right there? You're seriously gonna crit right there. Water onto wind, the one time. Bro, that was dirty. Alright. Crit! Nope. As soon as that thing heals, it's over. As soon as that thing heals, it's over. Yep, it's over now. I can't kill the Diana. Alright, yeah, it's over. That was lost when I missed that the Diana could transform. I didn't think the Diana could transform. Should have just S1'd with the more. Okay, so the thing with the point game, there's several problems with it. The first problem is that the bigger spreads means that guilds are going to have larger yo-yoing, higher and lower. Because you're basically, we think about like, okay, when you win a siege, you push further ahead. Yeah, you get more points when you win. But you also fall further behind. If the rank 30 guild wins and gets 27 points, and the rank 15 guild gets third place because they randomly matched up with the rank 1 and 2 guilds and they get 6 points, all of a sudden that rank 15 guild is going to be dropping down close to rank 50, and they're going to absolutely wipe the floor with their next siege. So the real issue I have, it's not with, yes, Skyfall and Pavilion and Red and APOC will be separated further. But we were already going to be separated further. The point gain wasn't necessary for us. I mean, we're all just running 10 cleaves a siege and not trying and FFing, and we're still 1, 2, 3, 4. That's because there's systemic issues in siege to begin with. But point gain was, if anything, the issue with point gain is that there was already too much gap between the guild getting first and the guild getting third. So they're taking a problem that existed and making it worse, not better. That's my biggest issue with this patch. The guilds that are in, so you have your top few guilds, and there is a very clear pecking order among, pecking order is the wrong term, there's a very clear strength differential among the very first couple of guilds, and then the next like grouping of 3 to 4 guilds, and then the next grouping of like 6 guilds, and then after that you have maybe 10 to 20 guilds that are competing for the other 10 tourney spots, and then you have maybe 40 or 50 guilds that are all basically about equal. You have all your top G2 and your bottom G3, and they move 50 spots. Every time one of them finishes third place, their rank changes by 50. So they're just all over the map, and they're very close to equal. And when you stretch these points out further, instead of them moving 50, they're going to move 100. And now you're going to have like a fringe G3 guild dropping all the way down into G1 every time they get 2v1 or every time they get a bad matchup. And then they're just going to obliterate the 2 guilds in G1, and everybody in G1 is going to think that they lost to procs when they didn't. They lost to bad offense and rune gapping. Then they're going to get frustrated, and they're going to want to do less siege, and it just becomes a mess. So my issue with actually everything they proposed is specifically the point gain being stretched out. What I would have much preferred to see is top tier siege be separated, as I've said, and then turned into 1v1 siege. If you make it 1v1, we get more attacks, the matches move faster, we don't burn out, but also we don't have those crazy rank changes where you drop from rank 15 to rank 190, or not quite that exaggerated, but there are guilds, if you get third twice in a row, that could drop from rank 15 to about rank 175. I've been in that guild where that's happened to us before. In 2 sieges, you can drop from at tourney level to rank 200, and then your rank 200 guild is just an absolute slaughter. And that's not fun for anybody. It's not fun for the guild doing the slaughtering, and it's not fun for the guilds being slaughtered. So if we really want to have some sort of better competitive balanced matchups at the higher levels, we need to have 1v1 siege with smaller point swings, but there's just a clear winner and loser. So the loser drops, and then they drop a number of points that's going to cause them to drop 5 or 10 spots, and we have all the rank ups happen within 10 to 15 spots of your ranking. And then as you move down into G2, at that point you can start to see some more changes that move it towards a structure that is better for casual players. And once you get into G1, you have a structure that is designed for casual players. So that's my thing. But again, Come To Us has exceeded my expectations with virtually every single thing that they've done in the last 2 years. I mean, not everything. There's a few things I didn't like, I'm sure. But for the most part, the big functions and features that they've coded, even when they haven't gotten it right the first time, they have come back and done it again and gotten it right the second or third time. And so I am about to get Canny Hathor. Canny Hathor for the win. How do I want to combat the Canny Hathor here? I mean, I know I need Sagar, one way or another. I guess I go Oliver. Could be Oliver, could be Vanessa. I'm gonna go Oliver. I don't like picking the double wind here, but... Okay. Definitely didn't expect us to be going in that direction. Let's do this. Yeah, I mean, I would prefer to see... So, I mean, I did a whole video on the things I'd like to see. I'd like to see us go to 1v1 sieges. I would like to see G3 have a completely different set of rules than G2, and G2 have a slightly different set of rules than G1. I would, like to see just the 1v1s. I would just like to see at tourney level or G3 level, really. I would like to see more use of special towers, and I would like to see the programmed AI. So pretty much all the things I called for, they did none of them. But that's fine. I mean, I don't have that kind of voice. I don't expect them to. We can do this and this. I didn't expect my voice to get heard on that, but yeah, we're going in kind of a completely different direction of what I was hoping to see. So, but again, Come To Us is delivered well, and so I don't believe we're going in the right direction with the first patch, but if they're truly going to monitor it, then if I'm right, they'll see it and they'll fix it. And if I'm wrong, then I'll just say I was wrong, they got it right, and I can't complain about that either. So I'm giving them some trust right now. I'm saying, I understand it's a process. Siege is in a pretty effed up spot right now, and if it takes 2 or 3 months to get it right, I can live with that. If we get it right, eventually, I can live with that, honestly. I guess so. I feel like I can push for C2. Usually I run Lima, CP more, Neftis, Cora. Kodak, so honestly, my biggest piece of advice to you right there is save the Lima for last pick and start picking the, save Lima for last pick and start picking your Neftis sooner instead of the other way around. Because the thing is, Neftis is very flexible to pivot off of, but Lima is not. Lima is just screwed to CC. Oh, you know what? That makes sense, dude. I was like... Yeah, that makes sense. I screwed that up. Can't pull him back, so I may as well do this. Okay. Okay, that was lucky. Can we get the bar? Oh, we got it. Okay. So, keep pushing you back, and then I should be able to do this time? Yeah. He's Nem. I thought he'd be Nem. Okay, that's fine. I got an idea here. Okay, I know what we're gonna do with this. I did not see that coming. Okay. Wow, I did not see the pivot to Layla there. That's dirty. Okay. I'm pretty screwed here, aren't I? Because I lose to Layla every time she's drafted. Zenkai, I know what you're saying, bro. I don't think my Swift is as good as you think it is. My top couple of sets are, and then it starts to fall off pretty quick. I'm not deep in Swift. I'm super, super fast on the top, but it drops off really fast. But the biggest thing, 100% true, and it's, it's a flaw in my game. I'm not going to claim anything otherwise. I spent a lot of time, and I've really just, not a lot of time, but I've done self-reflection, and I've come to the conclusion that I'm not good enough to make G3 because I can't retain focus, particularly when I'm doing turn 1. I just get bored. I think I understand the concept. I'm not a good turn 1 player, but I've got a good enough box, and I'm probably a good enough player I could learn it. But I just get bored. I sit there and I start watching other windows and I do other stuff, and it's never gonna happen. Like, to run a Maxi Lionel cleave, dude, I would just never pivot. I would literally just spam the same pick every single time because I wouldn't be paying any attention. And I know that about myself. That's not a good, I'm not saying that as a good thing. I'm just saying I at least understand that about myself, that I would not be able to play it well. I just wouldn't. I'll mess around with turn 1, but I also won't do well with it. And that's specifically because I just get too bored. So I've noticed in the seasons where I pay attention, one of the big things I've noticed is not noticed. It's not the type of thing you actually have to notice. It's just obvious. Every season, I can spend most of the season in G3. I spent seasons where I was sitting around rank 100. I've spent seasons where I was sitting around rank 200. You guys see I'm not having a lot of trouble climbing now, even though I'm on stream, not paying a ton of attention. I'm making misplays. I've gotten out drafted. I can climb at this time of the season without any problem, and I can go sit up in that range for probably most of the season. In the last 2 weeks, I will start to plummet. I'll go on 10, 15, 20 loss streaks, and some of it is tilt. But a lot of it is tilt or RNG stuff, like, not to blow any of that off. Tilt is bad play. Let's define it. Tilt is your inability to control your anger at RNG. And I have a lot of that, and I drop from tilt. But the other thing I finally started to realize after all these seasons, I was like, if you drop every single season, it's not RNG, and it's probably not even just tilt. Because I'll be like, man, I literally am drafting the exact same thing I drafted all season long and I'm losing. And so what I realized after way too long is that, yes, I am drafting the same thing I drafted all season long and I'm losing. And what does that mean? That means that the opponent is drafting differently and I'm not adjusting. And during the season, the thing I enjoy most is adjusting. I really, like, on stream, obviously it's a lot harder. I'm not paying as much attention. But what I actually am always bitching about, and the whole reason that I like playing like more of a bruiser style, is literally, Ah, shit. The monster I want's not there. Alright, we'll use this. That's fine. It's literally because I enjoy the draft and I enjoy the chess strategy of the draft. The problem is that in the final 2 weeks, everybody switches, not everybody, but 90, 80, 70, 70% or higher of the people switch to CC drafts. And as soon as we get into those CC drafts, my brain just checks out. I feel obligated to do wings because the season is running down, and I watch YouTube videos or I work and write emails and I just click. And usually by the time the second pick comes out, I've already mapped out my entire draft. And that's a real issue because you cannot map your entire draft one pick in or you're going to lose a lot. And I know it's just simply because my brain checks out. I get bored, my brain checks out and wants to do something else. If he bans the Tessa, I don't think I can win this, right? Alright, we'll do it like that. He didn't ban the Tessa. That actually is even better. But yeah, I mean, that's not actually saying a good thing about me. That's saying a bad thing about me. But at least I understand it now. It's just a focus issue. When I'm focused, I climb. And that's why in the last week of the season, I drop 100 points, I climb 100 points. I drop 100 points, I climb 100 points. And it's because, like, I get bored, and I drop, and then I get pissed off, and I focus, and then I get bored, and I drop, and then I get pissed off, and I focus. On and on and on. Should I have boosted? I think I actually should have boosted the Tessa there. I forgot 3-turn immunity. There's not much I can do here. I'm kind of screwed. Yeah, I should have boosted the Tessa and put the Oblivion on Julian. I boosted the Miles because I just figured the Julian would proc out. But that's kind of a stupid thing. That's just... I'm like, oh, Julian's going to proc out. I'll just wait. No, that's dumb. I do not believe there's any way I can win this. Unless the Julian procs right here and then... No. Okay, yeah, there's no way I can win that. That's just, I probably lost that in the draft. So the thing is, the monster I wanted was Adriana, and didn't have her ruined. Kavarchi is interesting, though. Like, Kavarchi's actually... That 3-turn immunity is freaking brutal. It's like a much better Wusa. I also need to put a rune on her. I keep forgetting. I need 13. 15. That'll work. But yeah, I mean, there you go too. You can see, so that's 208 on the segment, where, I mean, the Ethna is fast. And I've got her in Will, so she's not on my fastest set, and she's still fast. But literally, like my second fastest Swift here, I think the segment is the only other Swift monster. Well, Sonya's Swift, but she's not fast. Yeah, so I think that's the drop-off. Because this is Nem. I don't think I have any other monsters on Swift right now. So that's the drop-off. I've got one crazy fast Swift set. And yeah, I mean, I could run the segment faster without accuracy. And also, like, Laura's using my fastest accuracy rune, so I can run the segment a little bit faster. But that's the thing, too. You run multiple Swift units, you usually do need specific stats. Like the Lionel's going to have to be on accuracy. I don't have a fast accuracy rune. My fastest accuracy rune is only 29. So that's always going to kind of be an issue for me if I'm running something like a fast Lionel. The Kabila, I could put that Ethna set on, and I would be guaranteed turn 1 against 95, 97% of the game. But when they ban the Kabila, my backup Swift is just going to get wrecked. It's going to get wrecked in G2, G3 for sure. Because even if I can get it, even if I can get Lionel like 215, 218 there, that's way too slow. You know what? We've had a lot of success with Arda, so we're going to plan to try an Arda draft here. I think he might go Hagang, and if he does, I'm actually happy with that. Yeah, Volantis is fine. Ongi doesn't really do shit for damage, but into defense breaks he will. I still cut. With either of these two I cut, and with this I cut. Yeah, take the Vanessa. It's fine. Tetra would definitely be better here, like a Vero Tetra pick, and I pretty much am guaranteed to win right there. I just don't have Tetra ruined right now. Juno's really strong into Volantis, but not nearly as strong as Well, that was unfortunate. Alright. That was definitely unfortunate. Probably get revenged here. Really? That's the resistance. I mean, it didn't matter, but still. Yeah. That was like brutal RNG from the get-go. Not much I can do there. Not much I can do there. Okay, Ongi wins it no matter what. It always feels humiliating to lose to Ongiuki because he's such a piece of shit monster. And like they literally could have drafted anything in his spot and it's the exact same result. Any damage dealing monster in his spot would have probably been more effective. And then you have like a loss on you're like, I actually lost to Ongiuki, and it's like, it makes you feel worse. It's like an insult to injury thing. Even though he had no impact on it, it just irritates the hell out of me. Kodak, I will... Oh, that's not the direction I thought he was going to go. But I think we can do something about this. Hang on. Is this my chance to finally use Devaraja? I think it might be. But only if I can ban the Gapsu. Probably a bad idea. It's just me forcing it, because if I bring Deva, then I've only got one strip. So yeah, never mind. No, I wanted to get to use him, but it's not the play. Maybe if I went Lima here instead of Kraka, but I feel like the Lima just gets wrecked right here. Bro, Tiny Surf, huge grats on the Wish Fountain, man. That's awesome. We had a Guildie get one. We had a Guildie pull an LD5 from a Wish Fountain a month ago too. That is super rare. Man, I wish I had Bulwark ruined right now. Could I just play a game of chicken? Can I just play a game of chicken? Let's try it. Ah! Okay, I lose. How did he know the Bulwark was not Rune, huh? How did he know? I knew I shouldn't have done that. That was dumb. Huge grats on the Light Hacker also, Kodak. That's awesome. Any advice on how to make siege defense offense teams? Oh, Celia's pretty OP, man. Celia's a huge Swift threat. So for your siege defense stuff, I would definitely look at something like Carcano Celia X. The X needs to be able to deal with Windy because of Carcano. But Carc Celia X is usually pretty strong. You see a lot of those. But basically, you want speed lead Celia something. I've seen some Camillas run. Oh, this guy runs Vivishell Ragdoll. Is he running that this season? Yeah, he is. Okay. So if he's gonna do the Viva Ragdoll thing, then am I gonna be jumping the gun with Kraka? I am. If I take the Ragdoll, will he pivot? Because I kind of want him to do the Viva thing, but if I take the Ragdoll, he's gonna pivot. So how can I do this? How can I entice him to continue with his draft? I guess Julienne, but we're going to take the Kraka because I'm out of time. But this is really vulnerable. If he has like a CC, okay, he's stuck with it. Sweet. All right, well, cool. I can do this, and I can do this, and we're pretty set. He ruined up Mephisto. He did not have Mephisto rune last season. Is that a smart thing to do? Maybe not. I mean, I have to ban the Mephisto, right? So, do I just go Julienne here? Yeah, I go Julienne. Because we're getting reset. He's gonna reset these two and then burn the Beelzebub to burn the Nana stack. Do that, that's fine. I feel like Veronica might be new for him too, because I fought him a bunch of times last season and he definitely did not have a Veronica Mephisto counter. That's a weird choice. Oh, never mind. That was, so the Oberon's on the other side. I thought he boosted the Oberon. He did boost the Oberon. How? Huh. So by the way, so my Kraka's on minus light right here, as you guys may or may not have figured out. It's a big component in this team, is the Kraka being on minus light. Yeah, he did not have Mephisto ruined, but that makes sense. So he probably pulled the Veronica, and that allowed him to ruin the Mephisto. That would be my guess. Because the Mephisto maybe just wasn't enough before, or I don't know. But I know he'd never drafted Mephisto against me, and I did not remember seeing the Veronica. And all he can do is S1. He already burned his skills, didn't he? That was actually a big misplay right there. Huh. See, I think he should have cooled down the Veronica rather than bringing the Ganny back and then clearing, because the Kraka was going to die to the dot. I'm wondering if he just timed out. Like he just, sometimes your brain just gets jacked up and you're like, what do I do? What do I do? I feel like that's what happened. Because, I mean, he's a good player. He's a very good player. And he's got great RNG. And I've got no RNG. Oh, come on, bro. You're on Despair. Despair something. Hey, there's a Despair something. Can't have S3 back. He could bring the Oberon, though. And the Oberon should only have S1. I don't know. Yeah, he only has S1, I think, right? Is it 3 or 4 turn cooldown? Oh, he does have it. Okay. That's a problem. It's a slight problem. It's not a huge problem, though. Yeah, I'll show you the Kraka runes. And so the reason I said it's not a huge problem is because I thought that I was going to be able to revive the Kraka with the Vanessa. But I guess I had one more turn of cooldown left. Okay, now here we go. Yeah. And so you can't kill me here now. And now I bring the Beelzebub back and it's over. Can the S1 kill the Kraka? Oh, that was close. That was definitely close. That was a lot closer than I thought it would be. But then again, the Veronica Mephisto counter changes my whole approach on how I'm going to play him going forward. So I had to take that break the other day because I had a good 10 matches with AoE Despair units not landing a single one. Yeah, I get that very much. Tiny Smurf. So yeah, for the Celia, like I said, Kark, Celia, X, and then the X just needs to do damage and be able to deal with Windy, pretty much. For Siege offense teams, the biggest piece of advice I can give you is understand that accuracy resistance means that you're going to get resisted 15 times no matter how much accuracy you have on your monsters. And like when I say that, understand, like I think that kind of sounded condescending. This is the Kraka, by the way. Artifact minus 21 life. But that's not how I intended it at all. It's just the biggest issue I think most people have with Siege is every time they miss a defense break, they feel like they got RNG. Every time they enemy procs, they feel like they got RNG. And the reality is that procs happen 22% of the time, resistances happen 15% of the time, and it is extremely possible. What would happen if I just brought the Vero super early, actually? It is extremely possible to build offenses that aren't vulnerable to ac-res checks and to procs, but it takes a lot of testing, it takes a lot of practice, it takes proper runing, and you just go step by step to get there. You know, you get slowly better, you figure out which monsters work in which situations, stuff like that. But out of all of it, honestly, the single biggest part of it is just if a monster relies on ac-res, don't use it. That's like the first step. If a monster relies on ac-res, just recognize that it's only going to win 85% of the time. So every time you run a Galleon offense and you lose because Galleon missed a defense break, and then you feel like you got bad luck, just remind yourself it's not bad luck. And that's kind of the whole thing is, I lost one on stream the other day, and people were like, man, you got crazy luck, Sack. That Carcano went 7 times. And I was like, no, I brought a bad offense, which was able to lose when the Carcano went 7 times, because there's plenty of other ways I could have attacked that would not have been vulnerable. It's just that I was on stream and I didn't want to show like a normal counter, so I brought a cleave, you know. Thought he was going to give me the Riley. Yeah, don't build teams that rely on ac-res, but more importantly, understand ac-res all the way through. A monster that gets ac-res checked 1 time is 85%. A monster that gets ac-res checked 2 times is 97%. But then a monster that doesn't activate 100% of the time is dramatically lower than even one that relies on ac-res. So it's understand ac-res, practice trial and error, try different rune configurations, but avoid anything that doesn't have 100% activation rate like the Plague. And for the most part, try to avoid anything that has a single ac-res check. But if it has multiple ac-res checks, it could generally be, it is generally going to be much safer if it has multiple ac-res checks. And an example of that, by the way, would be Chung Pung versus Poseidon. So Poseidon has a single act res check to take away everybody's attack bar. Chung Pung has 3 act res checks to take 75% at a time. And that means that Chung Pung is going to be dramatically safer than Poseidon, basically. And that Sekhmet build is not going to do it. That Sekhmet build is really bad. So if he were smart, he would have hit the Vero there. And if he were really smart, then he just procs. But no, so the reason I said he would... There he goes. But it was too late. He needed to push the Vero in front of the Riley. I mean, he already knew the Vero was on... already knew that... And I shouldn't say if he were smart. I mean, he's winning the match, regardless. And he's getting procs, and he's getting... low accuracy, low probability stuns and everything else, but it just, like, he could have guaranteed that I couldn't cleanse the Vero and then he wouldn't need a 30% stun simply by pushing the Vero's Nemesis up. I only have like 100 stones, so I didn't look too much at the new T-Mogs, but the big thing is, I think a lot of the new T-Mogs are duplicates of T-Mogs that I already have that are like, you know, Tournament Siege or Guardian Arena. I don't think they brought in new monsters. I don't think they brought in T-Mogs. I said that poorly. I don't think they brought in T-Mogs that are like... I don't think they brought in T-Mogs for monsters that have not already had, like, Legend, Guardian type stuff. So, ooh, no, don't buy that shit. Yeah, so I'm not going to get a Warbear, of course. Demons already had Legend Arena. Desert Queens already had Guardian. So I have the Guardian skin here from Arena, I have the Guardian skin here from Arena, and I have the Guardian skin here from Special League. I don't really use, I mean, this is actually pretty cool, but I don't really use the Grim Reapers that often. Sath, maybe? I could see maybe I could see maybe T-Mogging Sath, but I got 216. Yeah, I mean, I could see maybe doing one for Sath, but I always like to make sure, just in case I pull an LD5, that I have at least enough stones to get a T-Mog for the LD5. These days, for the T-Mogs, I mostly just put, like, so, like, all the Legend Wings are pretty much just on LD5s, and then if I have a few left, I just stick them over onto whatever's on Siege Defense. I think I have, right now, I think I have exactly enough for Siege Defense, or, well, technically, World Guild Boss Defense. So I think I have exactly enough for World Guild Boss Defense in my LD5s. And then this stuff, I don't know, I never got around to putting these on anything. It's just, because monsters change in the meta, so, I don't know. I never found a place to put this. Really, really good? Let me see. I mean, the only demon that I regularly use is Beelzebub, and I love my Beelzebub T-Mog, so this is kind of cool, but I wouldn't change the Beelzebub one. I'm pretty sure, Sekhmet and Bastet. I'm pretty sure this was I'm pretty sure I have Sekhmet and Bastet T-Mogged already with Arena. I don't have Neftis, I don't have Isis, so the only one that I'd be able to take here would be Hathor. And yeah, I'm just not gonna take the Hathor. And then these T-Mogs, I just actually did not like them at all. I think this is just really ugly. Like, this one's pretty cool, and this one's pretty cool. I like both of these. I do not like this. So, I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, I guess I could maybe T-Mog Belial, but I don't really use him very much. He's good for Siege offense. I just personally haven't needed to use him. Alright, I want to try some new stuff here. Let's try and force the dong. Well, that's problematic. Doom on that early, huh? For any of you who don't know, oh shit, man, that's brutal. Okay. Kind of would rather Adriana, but she's on like just leftover runes, and I don't think I can really build that. And then I'm gonna take the Saimai anyway, so yeah, we do that. I have to ban the Doomon, right? Yeah, because if he bans that, I have no way to kill the Doomon. For those of you who don't know, if you have invincibility or if you have a shield, it will eat some of the damage from the Curse of Death from Doomon. It's extremely difficult to keep yourself alive that way, but it is one way to offset the Curse of Death. Because if you can eat up, so the reason I brought the Lima right there is because if you can keep yourself over 25% HP when it times out, then you don't actually get cursed out. But Doomon, probably one of my two most wanted for sure. Probably my most wanted. I don't know. She's way up there. Doomon's super, super strong. And Yuldong, super not speed tuned. That was not good for me. That was quite bad for me. Awesome, with no strip. The only thing I will say, and I say this as a Julienne owner, Gapsu and Julienne is pretty brutal because the Gapsu is just going to continually heal the Julienne because the Julienne's always going to be low. So it's usually not a good pairing. In this case, it wasn't bad, but it's generally not a great pairing. But in this case, he's going to win. Yeah, that was helpful. Still not going to be enough, though. Yeah, not going to be enough. Or is it? Oh, okay. Well, that works. Okay. Now I'm fine. Good choice. Huh. Did I just int right there? I might have. I got bailed out by the proc. I should have put this up last turn, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I think I got bailed out by the proc. I think I luck-sacked that one a little bit. I didn't luck-sack it on the draft. I think it was a clean-ish win. I mean, I got bailed out by the Tessa proc also, but then up to that point, he was winning in RNG, so the Tessa proc was kind of like, I don't know. It was a clutch proc, so I don't want to diminish it. It was a really clutch proc, but at the end, though, I made a big misplay. I think I really should have used the Lima, and then I got bailed out by the Ragdoll proc. Do I 33 into the Young Hung? I think he probably outspeeds me. I mean, I'm fast, but do I really think that the Young Hung is less than 221? Not really. Okay. So, in retrospect, yeah, in retrospect, it would have been the Zybala, but I did not. I don't know why I thought he was going to give me the. I thought he would ban the Arda. I really did. Chepikin, so... Really? 3 Despair Stuns, bro? And all the ones that mattered, too. If he doesn't Despair, like, any of the other unit, like, give me the Verd, give me the Moor, or the Pontus. Any of those 3, and I was probably okay. Maybe not the Pontus, I don't think he was taking a turn, but... the Moor or the Verd, and I was probably okay. Yeah, so the malicious and the malicious final was the closest and like tensest siege I've ever played. It was a lot of fun. It was just crazy close. It really came down to the very last attacks. And yeah, I mean, I would just say we beat them in an extremely close siege after working pretty much the entire season to prepare for that siege, and after really working several seasons to prepare for that siege. So I don't know if there's like any one specific, like, you know, you say how did you beat them. I don't know if I have like a specific, like, yeah, there's not like a specific thing I can say other than it was just like a super crazy close siege that was incredibly fun, incredibly tense, and came right down to the wire. Did I just miss a crit? You know what? I think this Verd is 99 crit rate. That was unfortunate. That the whole match might actually get lost on that miss crit. Let's see. No, I think I'm good now. Okay. And we won. That's exactly it. I mean, it literally just... These like close matches, it's harder to concentrate. All right, we can just auto from here. So yeah, I mean, it was seriously like, it was the most fun siege I've been a part of. It came down to the wire, 8 hours in. There's not any one thing I can specifically say. It's just our defenses worked that day, and you know, I mean, yeah, there's no one thing I can say about how we beat them, but. As far as what happened to them, I mean, I'm generally not going to get into talking about other guilds' business. Obviously, they lost a lot of players after the season. I can say that there were 3 guilds that disbanded, sort of, after the end of the season, but they pretty much reformed into 2 guilds. And so it was kind of like a lot of mergers and players landing in other guilds, and that part I think everybody can see as far as Pavilion has a lot of former malicious players now, for example, things like that. And any more of like internal stuff that would have to just come from people who were there. I wasn't there. I've only heard stories secondhand, so I wouldn't repeat those. But I would say most of those players are still playing. They just kind of reformed. It was 3 guilds that reformed into 2 for the most part, and then some players randomly moving beyond that. But the random moving is normal. That happens every season. You know what? I mean, I think that actually might be usable. It's actually kind of usable. It's not great, but it's usable. The only reason I said that's usable is because I sold most of the energy runes on my account, and it's probably my fastest slot 6 energy HP. Those do, once in a blue moon, have use. So the rune itself is kind of ass, but I just remember that it fits a hole in my account, and it's a small hole because it's an energy rune, so generally who cares? But alright, we're gonna try something different. We haven't used much Nikki today. Let's try a little Nikki here. One of your streams, I decided to check my rune quality, and man, it's bad. What kind of runes? Okay, Jade. Honestly, the one of the great things about Summoner's War is that you're mostly gonna match up with people at your level, and lots of people have bad runes, lots of people have good runes, lots of people have mid runes. Like, honestly, whatever your rune level is, that's kind of where you're gonna equalize. So I wouldn't even stress like runes being good, runes being bad, whatever. I have really, really endgame runes. So I wouldn't try and compare your runes to mine or to any other streamer, honestly, at all. I would just say, try it out, see if you like it, and then you'll eventually start to settle on whatever your rank of the game is, and then you'll slowly progress, and ban that. I'm pretty sure he's gonna ban that, right? We can bring the ragdoll for the no, we go like this. There we go. Yeah, so that's kind of a, he's got to pick your poison between those two. And I still have attack buff no matter what, and I still have crit damage buff no matter what. So cool. I can live with that. I can live with that. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any one specific thing that you want to target as far as like, I need this rune quality to compete. It's a difference between saying I'm trying to reach C1, for example. Yeah, you need a specific rune quality to reach C1. You don't need a specific rune quality to... Did he proc kill or did he... No, he cut. Okay, that's fair. Alright, so let's see if this is squish. Cool. Feel free to stop proccing at any time. I will not object. You are welcome to stop proccing whenever you would like to. You're also welcome not to proc revenges whenever you would like to. Just feel free not to luck sack. I mean, I give you my welcome invitation. You have my full acceptance not to luck sack. Is it worth it? It's actually not worth it here. Well, yeah, I think it is. Dude, It's 15%. 1-5, not 1-1-5. Come on, bro. This is one of those matches where you're like, how badly did he get out drafted to have that much RNG and still not win? The Yuldong Beelzebub combination's pretty sick, man. Being able to one-shot that more like that was insane. You know what? To be fair, going back on it, I did actually get the stun on the Moor, which is not, it's like a 35% stun, and that was helpful. I don't think it was game-changing, but it was definitely helpful. So I did have a good piece of RNG at the start. And then from there, he's just like revenge, proc, revenge, stun, proc, revenge, proc, revenge. And I was like, okay, I'll just chill, let you hit my monsters until I can kill you. Alright, this is gonna suck. Let's try this. Check the notice about Siege. Is it a new one, Tyler? Because this is actually last wing, so I can go check after this right before we wrap things up. Julian here. Actually, you know what? I haven't used the Diva, but the Diva doesn't really fit here. Could Tian Lang, but he really just, since his nerf, man. I only had him for 3 days before his nerf, so maybe I'm like, since his nerf. I pulled him 3 days before his nerf, but I just instantly noticed so much difference. It always just seems to come up just a little short. Just doesn't quite do enough. It's more about my drafts, to be fair. I mean, I think Tian Lang's still a good monster. He's not the god that he was before. He's still a really good monster. But I'm just not synergizing my drafts well enough. That's the reality of it. I also didn't fix this stupid Sekhmet build, so that's kind of unfortunate. Highly cut. Alright. Resets the Nikki? No. Obviously can't reset because I reset him, but I meant proc. Thought he was gonna proc there. Well, he'll double stun instead. Same shit. Okay. And then he procs. Yeah. I knew there was no way I was going to get to use the Nikki. I just knew there was no way I was going to get to use this Nikki. Alright. Let's see. Just don't die. Don't die, don't die. Okay, I'm kind of screwed on it. Ollie is usually built on res. I need to sleep. Didn't get it. That's GG. Okay. Haha. That was fair though. I mean, I wasn't expecting enough damage there. The Nikki stuff was a little rough, but hey gang not dying was reasonable. Somehow this Riley just magically had it had her turn every single time exactly between Sekhmet and whatever I was trying to kill. Stun. Nope. Okay. Ah, not enough. Okay. Yeah. Alright, that's how we finish. Couldn't really finish the climb, but I tested a bunch of stuff. I got some stuff in. Yieldong Beelzebub combination was fun. Alright, so there's a new siege notice, I take it. Series of events are currently held in celebration. We're both surprised and grateful for the love we received. Here's Dev Note. We'll siege medal. This is the same thing, right? What up? How you doing? Daryl, I have literally punched a tablet once and lost like $800 when I had to replace the tablet. So it's not that it wants me to make my device, it actually has made me break my device. I probably tilt and rage worse than like, I'm not gonna try and do a comparison. I tilt and rage to a stupid, ridiculous level, but honestly, I didn't have any like major streaks of huge sacks today. I had some bad RNG, some matches, but like no major luck sacks. And the biggest thing is I wasn't really going try hard. I wasn't like trying to win. I was actually trying to test stuff. And I mean, I was focusing, concentrating. I was trying to win, but I wasn't going like as, I don't know exactly how to say it. I was trying to win while exploring and testing different comps, so it's not like I expected to win every match, and it doesn't matter at this stage of the season. Where I start to rage and tilt is in the final 2 weeks where it does matter, so. Okay, so Tyler, this just looks like the notice that's already been up. Yeah, I think we've seen this one already. This is, I've already seen that one. I talked about that one earlier. Alright guys, so that's actually it for tonight's Summoner's War portion of the stream. However, most of you will have seen in the pins on both the Twitch and YouTube streams that today's video is sponsored by Monopoly Go. Guys, I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna talk about the game, but first, before I even talk about it, I'm just gonna tell you guys, I don't do a lot of endorsements. It does cost about $650, $700 a year for all the services and software and stuff that I pay in order to stream and do videos, things like OBS and YouTube, TubeBuddy and Discord Nitro and all that stuff. So I do a couple sponsored videos or sponsored streams a year. And so I'll ask you guys to bear with me for about 10 minutes while we talk about Monopoly Go, which is today's sponsor of the stream. I want to give a huge thank you to Monopoly Go. They sponsored yesterday and today's stream. And as part of the sponsorship, we have a goal for installs. So if you guys would like to install, if you guys would like to support the channel, all you have to do is download Monopoly Go from the links that are pinned in the chats from any mobile device and just unlock the first board. Just play the game long enough to unlock the first board. My goal for this is, like, and when I say goal, that's actually the goal that's set as part of the sponsorship, is just to get 23 people to install and unlock the second board, and that goes a long way to supporting the channel, to helping cover the cost that it takes to stream and everything like that. So, as far as the games go, I generally only will do a sponsored bit with games that I will play. And when it comes to Monopoly Go, what I do is I call this like a companion game, but basically it's the type of game that you can play quickly. It doesn't engage and encompass all of your life. It's just something like if you're standing in line and you don't have enough time to play your main game or anything like that, you can grab Monopoly Go, you can play it, roll your dice out for 15 minutes. There's not a huge learning curve. This is Monopoly. Like, everybody in the world knows how to play Monopoly. So it's very quick and simple and easy to get into. There is progression content. Sorry, bro. Unlock 2 boards. I said the second board. You need to unlock 2 boards. So you play for 5 to 10 minutes, unlock 2 boards, and then it registers. But yeah, as far as, so just to clarify, guys, you play. It takes about 10 minutes to unlock the 2 boards, and it's also enough time to give you a chance to try out the game and see if it's something that you're able to enjoy. Is just like I said, what I call like a companion game, or something to do when you don't have enough time to get involved in something big, and you just kind of want to, you know, do a little bit of farming, because that's basically what it is. You're rolling dice, you move around the board, it's effectively farming. Farming money in this case, and building your wealth level. And as you build your wealth level, you are then able to build houses and hotels exactly like normal Monopoly would be. Except I'm a little short on money, so we are going to skip around the board and farm a little bit of money. You also have the ability, when you don't have a lot of time, to accelerate things. So I can use 3 dice rolls at a time and get 3 times the money, or lose 3 times the money if you land on luxury tax. But you see, we pass go, we gain $5,400. You get a little bit of passive PvP. So in this case, I landed on a railroad. I'm able to attack Jin's board in this case. You can get shields, so players can actually attack you. This is, when I say passive, it's not like Arena, where, well, it's actually kind of exactly like Arena, where if somebody attacks you, you lose points, and then if you attack someone, they lose points. So in this case, I attacked Jin, and he lost about 15 grand, which I gained. 43 grand on that one, which I gained. But if you get shields as you're going around the board, then you lose much less when people attack you as well. And the ultimate goal here is just to increase your wealth level and increase your wealth, and it allows you to continue to build those houses and hotels. And every time you get enough houses and hotels built to where, well, it's enough houses built to upgrade to hotels, you're able to unlock the next board. So I'm currently on the Paris board right now, and each board is a city. You get a different graphic experience, you get a different board, and you get a little bit of a different feel in gameplay as you advance. Some of the other features in the game include stickers, which have an insane amount of dice and money. I mean, 15,000 dice is just nuts. So if you're able to collect all of the stickers, then you get 15,000 dice along with $50 million, which you can see right now. For me to build a house is like $78,000. So to get $50 million is kind of insane. And then you have, you know, just very simple daily tasks where you can roll 5 times, roll doubles twice, things like that. From the tasks, I'm actually able to get stickers as well as some additional dice and money to play the game. What up, Zane? How you doing, man? And then you can see, so I just got 3 shields. Since I already had shields, they turned into dice, and then I also triggered a color wheel, which is going to give me a chance to get some stickers, or in this case, 25 dice. And like I said, for me, this is the absolute perfect game to play if I'm standing in line somewhere, if I'm waiting to get somewhere. If I just need to kill a little bit of time, I can just keep up, I can jump in, play 3 times a day, and just kind of progress and farm. It's kind of like, you get those like idle games. Idle games are really popular these days. And I've tried a lot of those, but then you have no engagement in them, because you literally just log in, press a button, and log back out. Or you log in, spend $10 million, and log back out, because for whatever reason, they're like the most ridiculously monetized pay-to-win things I've ever seen. So in this case, you get like a little bit of balance. You get a little bit of engagement, but it doesn't kill you and require you to play 200 hours a day. And it, again, you know, it's just really low bar of entry. It's the game that we all know. And you just advance around the board, you try and hit your community chest, you try and hit your chance, try and hit the railroad so you can engage in a little bit of PvP, stuff like that. So guys, again, you know, hopefully, those of you who installed it, hopefully you get a little bit of enjoyment out of it. But even if not, if you enjoy the content, it definitely just helps support the channel, and it is sincerely appreciated. For those of you who are sticking around on stream through the sponsored bit, again, I know I don't do a whole lot, so you're not used to a lot of them. More often than not, I do them. If I do them more often than not, they're in videos, so doing them on stream is a little bit different. So I appreciate you guys hanging out on stream. Both for the stream itself, which was a fun stream. It was nice to get to stream 3 times this week. And then as well, send emojis when you attack somebody. I didn't even know about that feature. Little bit toxic, but... And as your wealth level increases, you can gain large amounts of dice. So right there, I increased to level 90, and there you go. get 90, 130 dice from the wealth level increase. So, how far do we need to get? Okay, good to see you streaming more. So Porch, realistically, you know, time is always a challenge. I'm trying to get to probably, I'm hoping to get it back to at least twice a month. That's the goal for right now, is twice a month. Some months I may be able to do a little bit more. This month, we did three streams this week. 2 of them had been scheduled from a long time ago. Arthrix's stream, the 8,000 summons, was scheduled from we've been talking about that. You know, he's been saving for a year. So that one's been scheduled for a very, very long time. Today's stream was an extra stream because of the sponsored stream. But I'm hoping to get back to about twice a month. I do have one more not sponsored stream coming up on Monday, which is going to be an insane one. It's going to start early because the stream is a re-app stream for VSTEC, and he's in Europe server, and it's 575 re-apps. 575 re-app stream. So that one's coming on Monday, and that one is starting at 1 p.m. I believe on Monday, so 1 p.m. Pacific on Monday. And then other than that, I don't have my next one posted on stream yet. Hey, 17K in rent's not bad. I don't have my next one posted. Well, I probably won't be able to post stream schedules. I'll try and advertise them when I have big ones coming up, like the summons and the re-apps. I'll be able to advertise those in advance. But as far as sticking to a regular stream schedule, that's probably not going to be possible yet in the foreseeable future. But hopefully I can get back to at least twice a month streaming. At some point, maybe once a week. That would kind of be the goal, I guess. Yeah, winning a couple $100,000 also the goal. But yeah, so that's it, guys. This is the game. For those of you who installed it, I hope you enjoy it. But either way, I sincerely appreciate the support. My viewers RTA. I wouldn't mind doing. Yeah, I would actually not mind doing one of those. The only catch with viewers RTA, now that I'm streaming on both Twitch and YouTube at the same time, the bot doesn't really function the same. So I don't know how I would control the, we wouldn't be able to do the queue. So that would be a little bit more complicated. But the viewers RTA thing was fun. The only other thing too, though, is I've pulled so many LBs and my box has gotten so deep. I don't know how balanced that would be anymore. I mean, it would be for the high C3 up to G2 player, or high P3 now, I guess. It would be for if you're a Punishers player up to Guardian player, that would be pretty balanced. But I mean, it would be fair, it'd be reasonable. But you know, for some of the other players, it might be kind of rough. Fair enough. I'm open to it. I mean, honestly, RTA with viewers was usually one of the more fun streams for me. It was usually one of the more fun streams for me. So I could definitely see doing that one again. Next week is probably just going to be the one stream, but maybe the stream after that one. Maybe somewhere, I'm looking at my calendar. I don't want to say a date, but I have a date that right now works on my calendar. It'd be the second week of May. So if that day can still work, I almost gave it a... I'm not going to give a date, man. I'm not going to give a date because I don't want to disappoint people. But I'm going to see about second week of May if I could do RTA with viewers. That was fun. So, yeah, appreciate the feedback, man. It was good to see you. Good to see a lot of people that I haven't seen in a long time. Nice that you guys were able to make this stream. We're going to wrap up for there. So that's it for tonight's stream. If you guys saw, there were no wings left. So... that's it. We are all set with tonight's stream. We didn't finish the climb at the end, but we did okay. I mean, it's right on the fringe of G3. Right on the fringe. Yeah. So I will try to start. Shout out, guys, if you're not in our Discord server, I will try to start. I'm not going to be able to keep up a stream schedule, but I'll try to start posting 2 days in advance, maybe before the streams. Day in advance before the streams, as soon as I have it confirmed. The big catch is, honestly, our company has been expanding. We've been bringing on a lot of new staff, and I've just been working an unreal number of hours. From November until now, I've worked at least 80 hours pretty much every week. I've mostly been working 7 days a week. I've had a bunch of 100+ hour weeks. This week I worked, literally, I was working or streaming, because I did 3 streams, from 7:30 a.m. until 2 a.m. every single day this week. It is going to start to slow down soon. It really is. part of what backed us up so much is California got slammed with a ton of HR laws, and I run a small nonprofit. I live in Mexico, but I run the company in California. And we're a small nonprofit. I've got 15 staff, and like all these HR laws, we had to rewrite all of our policies. We had to redo all of our payroll structures. We had to just redo the whole company from the top down. And like I'm the HR department, so I've been backlogged, but we're getting pretty close. We're sending everything out to our attorney in a couple of weeks, and hopefully, yeah, no, bro, you wouldn't even believe it. I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but you would not believe some of the laws that have passed. I certainly wouldn't. Anyway, there's one. I'll share one, and I'll only share one. California passed a law called, what is it? I keep forgetting the name of it. Hang on, let me just look this up. So I'll tell you the name. You guys can look it up, actually. It is called the Reproductive Loss Policy. Now, some of you guys can probably guess. I've tried very hard over all the years to stay away from politics, and I'm not going to dive into a politics conversation here. I might alienate some of you even from what I'm about to say, but you could probably already guess by the fact that I run a nonprofit that I'm relatively liberal. With that said, I used to call myself extremely liberal, and the liberals have moved so far along. They're moving faster than me, so I'm now relatively liberal. But anyway, like I said, I don't want to dive into a lot of politics, but I think this is relevant that I do very strongly believe in workers' protections laws, minimum wage laws, things like that. But we've just gotten so insanely overboard. So this law, the Reproductive Loss Policy, it comes from a good place. I really believe that. What it says is that if you lose a child, like if you have a miscarriage or something like that, your employer cannot force you to go back to work. And that is a good thing. That's a right thing. I believe in that because that's been an issue. People they're not given time to grieve. So the law says that if you lose an opportunity to have a child, then you are able to take 5 days off of work, no questions asked. Your employer cannot require evidence, nothing. That makes sense to me. Here's where it becomes a problem for me. This literally applies to any reason that you may have lost a child, including a failed adoption, and there are no definitions of failed adoption, so it's not even like I was right on the cusp or anything else. It's literally like if you submit an application to an adoption agency, and on the application you write, "I like to eat children," so they obviously reject you. You can then take 5 days off. And you can do it 4 times a year, no questions asked by your employer, and your employer cannot retaliate or terminate you. And I have part-time employees that literally only work 20 days a year. So I actually have part-time employees that can take all 20 of their days a year off through this policy, and I'm not allowed to replace them with people that can work. And oh man, okay, yeah, that is so much further than I've ever gone into like politics or employment law or any of that stuff on stream, but it's just crazy, man. I am super in favor of workers' protections, but they need to be applied logically. And the fact that somebody can just like HOD, that's why I tried to say very, very much upfront. I think the law comes from a good place. I understand where they're coming from. I would never expect somebody to violate their health or privacy, so I don't think that the employer should have a right to should have a right to information. My problem is not the law. The law itself actually makes a lot of sense. It's the application of the law. It's the fact that people can do it 4 times a year. Their employment is completely protected no matter how many days a year they work. And mostly it's the fact that it's just opened up the door for massive amounts of abuse. So it's, and maybe that's not like the greatest of all examples to give, because there's just been a lot of others. The California minimum wage law. So like the fast food workers now having a $20 an hour minimum wage. I don't really know what I feel like the number should be. I'm not against $20 an hour. I truly believe anybody who works hard deserves to have a living wage. I have a real problem with one industry having a higher minimum wage than every other industry. Yeah, so Porch, honestly, that's probably the thing for me. And even if they just defined better what a failed adoption was, because I have friends that have adopted, I know it's a multi-year process. It's an incredibly difficult process. And I've had friends that have seen an adoption fail like at the last minute, and I know how devastated they are. So I could even understand the inclusion of that. But it's the lack of definition. That was really, so when I was talking to our attorney and I was like, so they can literally just submit an application designed to fail and then take 5 days off. And she's like, yeah. And I was like, and I can't replace them. And she's like, no. And I was like, but if they're not working, can I hire somebody and give their work to that person? And she's like, you can do that, but you still have to give them their work as well. And I'm like, if there's no work left because the days that they missed went to another person, she's like, you just have to pay them for doing nothing. That's where it kind of got a little bit difficult for me, because it's like my hands are completely tied. And so yeah, anyway, like I said, I don't really have a problem with the concept behind the law. I think it came from a really good place. I have a concept with the broad application that can be abused. Just like I don't have a problem with minimum wage going up. I support it. I have voted every time ever that it came up to increase minimum wage, to increase taxes in the upper tax brackets and decrease in the lower tax brackets. I have a real problem with one group of people being identified with a higher minimum wage than another group of people. So for me, it's not the law. But all right, I went way further down this path than I would normally go. So this is definitely the place where we wrap up stream and never talk politics or labor law again. But I will see you guys on Monday for 575 re-ups and no discussion of labor law or politics. And hopefully be able to start seeing you guys for about 2 streams a month. So guys, as always, appreciate you watching, appreciate you hanging out on stream, and I'll catch you guys on the next stream.